it's late. Yeah, that's fine. Get that rolling.
Get the chat room going.
We'll get going before you. Anybody have any questions before we get kind of moving?
Comments, concerns?
Can you hear me from here? Am I good here? Do I really got to get on?
No, you really
gotta
get
get
on.
on. Yeah.
We're going to have to share this a little better.
Yeah. Like that's good. As long as you speak with some.
You guys sing
bass.
duets like that?
Try to get in front of it because it literally, like, if you do, it instantly changes like
Got it.
that.
Got it.
Yeah, so as long as you speak right in front of it,
All right.
then you're okay.
We'll have to share.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tag you in, tag me out.
Yeah, bounce back and forth.
You do it.
it's been done before.
Okay.
I like that Zach's knee is in the shot prominently.
Yeah.
It's just the knee.
It's
Don't
alright.
worry
We
about
had
it. It's just the knee.
It's all
we
you
had the
need.
professor, like, we could only see like from his belly button down.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Just no
It's beautiful.
idea.
Big shout out to everyone in the chat room. There's no one in the chat room.
give it a minute. There'll be at least two.
Solid.
Hold on. I'm looking at the viewers. Oh, don't know how to undo what I just did. Oh, we got 2 viewers. 2 takers.
There we go.
And we don't start the podcast until we get 100 viewers. So we'll be here for a little while.
Could be.
You guys got a hotel
We're
locally,
getting a
right?
room.
Rick Vito, what up?
Let
What the
me-
fuck just happened? I hate iPads passionately. I went to hit my buttons
There you go.
in the freaking. It didn't brought up an app.
It doesn't like STIs or iPads.
Oh, that's not loud enough.
Box.
Funk du jour.
Oh boy,
Is the volume on OBS going to that? Is
it's
that all right?
looking good.
With the
That's good.
boys of summer.
There we go.
High energy. 69.
It's working.
Yeah, we're good.
Rocks.
Rest in peace.
Rocks.
Young bro.
He's not dead.
He's not dead. No, I mean peacefully rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, nightly.
Peace. I don't know. Where I was
Wow,
going
that's a
with
good background on that. Look at Shooky knocking it out already.
badass.
Can you hear us? Oh, you got a time delay. You're listening through YouTube? Yeah. We were
Yeah.
cranking it in 2020.
that. You're still trying to crank it.
Kinder in the room, trying to cranking it inconspicuously in 2021. Okay, so we get some stuff going on here. Hello to everyone in the chat room. We got a very special show for you.
Aren't
That's
they
it. I
all?
mean, I'm not going to get into it, but it's going to be very special.
It's going to be good.
The delay's
Oh,
super
yeah. The
long,
delay
right?
is very long. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so you can bleep out my profanity.
The internet.
Apparently, as long as we don't swear within the first minute, we don't get demonetized. Apparently, until we get more listeners, our
We don't
viewers
get
online,
monetized.
we don't get monetized at all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Numbers wise, we're all there except subs.
what's up?
We're live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned.
Hey,
Still
Mom.
waiting for those 100 listeners.
Yeah, here we are. And you ready to fire this thing off? Or
I
what?
think so. I think we're good. Let me.
We can make this go.
close
You gonna do
that.
the intro? You gonna intro these boys? You get everything straight?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Well, sorry. What was your name?
Luke.
Luke. Okay, I knew it was an L. I was close.
It's my
Let me
favorite name in
Put
Polish.
this down.
What is it in Polish?
Łukasz.
Łukasz.
the
That's
most-
actually really cool.
It's the most popular name in, I mean, my generation in Poland.
You Polish?
No, Irish, but I used to work with a Polish old lady dishwasher, and she
Yeah.
called me that.
Called you Łukasz all the time? Yeah, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
The only word I remember is noosh, which is knife.
Noosh. Yeah.
What was her name?
That was it. Noosh.
Noosh.
Yeah, Noosh.
Her name was Knife.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Łukasz. But when George Lucas put out the Star Wars movies back when around when I was born, everybody was named Luke. Everybody.
Yeah.
All my friends. It was like Luke 1, Luke 2, Luke 3.
Did they
Dirty
call a
Luke.
Star Wars movie something weird in Poland?
Yeah, but I'm not that good at Polish.
God, we had those posters. I forget
Oh,
what
I
they were.
can't pronounce it even looking at the damn words. Too many consonants, man. Let that be a lesson.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
We're
Ready?
good? All right, let's get this party started.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Who
I'm a holler at you.
and Corey.si.
Hello, hello.
On this week's episode, we're sitting down with our friend and Porsche doctor, aficionado. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're going to call him at the end of this. But Dave Esposito of Butzi Gear, along with Luke and Zach D.
Zach, these knees
Gentlemen,
shot.
welcome.
Zach needs a semi-returning guest as well.
He is, yeah.
Get the foot wave.
Get that foot wave.
We're going to talk to Dave about his business, his daily Porsche work things.
Extravaganza.
I was just going to bonanza.
Adventurism.
Yeah, all that sort of good stuff. So I'm sure that's going to take us down a rabbit hole, a very good one at that. But before we do that, this episode is brought to you by...
Gentlemen, it's almost the most romantic holiday of the year. Are you ready? It's time to bring your sex life back from the dead, just like the prodigal son himself. The big J-Dog had it all. Ample swole bod, flowing locks, visions of the future, and an ear of the Lord himself. However, did you notice one thing he did not have? That's right, I'm talking about body hair. Even 2,000 years ago, your boy was getting it done, and now you can get it done with way less effort, thanks to the mad scientist at Manscaped. Manscaped are your personal self-grooming lord and saviors, and with the Perfect Package 3.0, you can have what J-Business never had, a worry-free grooming experience and PL. Perceived length is Manscaped's gift to all mankind, and now you can bring that heat to your personal grooming arsenal. This summer, pop on your short shorts and strap up the Jerusalem Cruisers so you can strut your PL-enhanced stuff all around town. Manscaped. Use the code REVIVAL20, new code alert, REVIVAL20. For 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.
That's right. Use code REVIVAL, REVIVAL20 at checkout when you visit manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping.
Don't get caught slipping on Easter.
Tell them Jesus sent you. This episode is also brought to you by... Ooh, here's my copy here. I need to
There it
this
is.
one.
Let's
This
get it
longer.
going.
This episode is also brought to you by Bag Riders, your one-stop drop shop for everything air ride. You can check them out at bagriders.com, where you can customize an air ride kit for your vehicle and shop from thousands of air ride parts and accessories. Their website makes it so easy for you to find exactly what you're looking for and has tons of cool specialty parts and fittings for every type of installation. Of course, you can also give them a call where you'll be answered by a fellow enthusiast who will happily answer questions and give advice. Bag Riders has over a decade of hands-on air ride experience and has a mission to ensure every individual has the best air ride experience possible. No one likes to wait for parts, so Bag Riders maintain an absolutely massive inventory of air ride products so that you can order with confidence, knowing that your stuff will show up quickly. Not only that, but air ride kits ship for free and financing is available for eligible customers. If air ride just isn't your thing, that's okay. They've got coilover kits from great names like BC Racing, Fortune Auto, all backed by Bag Riders' excellent customer service. Treat yourself to the experience you deserve by going to Bag Riders. That's bagriders.com. Go check them out. We also have a couple more this week.
Couple more.
Couple
Oh,
more.
wow,
So,
couple more.
introducing our latest sponsor, Heartbeat Hot Sauce. And we can kind of say this from the heart. They gave us, some talking points, but in all reality,
No pun intended.
no pun intended with that, I, through a friend, was suggested to use the pineapple habanero, which is on the end of the table there, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago.
All right.
And I was like, hot damn, this stuff is good. Okay, that was that. Corey and I were discussing things. One thing leads to another. Here we are. Heartbeat Hot Sauce is now a sponsor of the podcast. So if you are into hot sauce at all, visit their website, heartbeathotsauce.com, where, as of tomorrow, April 1st, you can use code REVIVAL, REVIVAL, at checkout for 20% off your order. So go to their website, check out all the different flavors they have. We are kind of working our way down that list. I had the pineapple one previously. Tonight we tried the blueberry habanero and what was that? Louisiana style?
Louisiana style. Dustin
Both-
the Diamond Poirier.
Both top notch.
Very good stuff.
Top notch. Chuck, did you try any?
No, I don't eat hot sauce, but although it's placed next to the Manscaped stuff, we do not suggest
Yeah.
trying both.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, you could have hot sauce while you manscape, but you might want to involve them in each
When you
other's
do place
process.
the order and receive a box, please make sure you check what box you're opening to put on your balls.
Correct.
Just-
or on your taco.
Or right, it could just
Exactly.
go.
If it tastes soapy, you did the wrong one.
Could go, it could go a bunch of different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it smells like, a cologne.
Yeah, it's
Don't-
probably not hot sauce.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, exactly. Smells like cologne.
exactly.
Leave it alone.
Revival Motoring
That goes on your nuts.
is also brought to you by Black Magic Metalworks, conveniently located in Leominster, Mass. The Black Magic Metalworks is an enthusiast-run full-service repair and fabrication shop. From basic maintenance and performance upgrades all the way to custom fabrication handled by their in-house machine shop. If you need a one-of-a-kind part, Black Magic Metalworks has the tools and knowledge to make it happen. CNC plasma cutting, steel and aluminum welding, and custom laser engraving, not customer laser engraving, are just some of the services offered by Black Magic. They have what it takes to make your dream a reality. Do your project a favor and contact Black Magic Metalworks to create something unique. You can find them on Instagram at Black Magic Metalworks or email them directly at Tony, Tony,
Yep.
at blackmagicmetalworks.com. So thank you very much to all the sponsors. They help keep the lights on in this whole.
I think customer laser engraving is actually available if you want to pay them.
If you really want to go that
Come
way,
on,
Be
Laser
Manscaped,
yourself.
you
Yeah.
get your balls done.
Exactly. Get them both done at the same time. Brand your sack up. You know what I mean?
Custom laser removal, laser engraving.
He's got all sorts of stuff. Just talk to Tonga.
Tony can handle it all.
I was actually just talking to him about a custom valve cover he was making for me. So we're doing a little something special on there.
Had to talk to Tonga, did
Yeah.
you?
Had to talk to him.
He's out there slinging. He's also working on another Revival Motoring Network. I don't want to say employees, participant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
we
think-
legally can't call him an employee.
we're just not there yet. Kyle's car.
I don't think
Yeah.
I haven't
either
seen
of us
any
are there
update.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're really just trying to get that.
Contributor.
We're really just trying to get the LLC going
Yeah,
first.
let's get this baby going.
Get all those tax things checked off, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, no, Kyle's car is coming along. I know they keep posting little tidbits of that, so I'm very, very eager to see when they get that thing sorted. So shouts to those guys. And again, thank you to all of our sponsors. They help keep this train wreck on the rails. So with that
Sounds like
said,
we need more
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
callbacks.
callbacks.
Boys, I'm back from Florida.
You're back
Oh,
from Florida.
jeez, yeah.
back from Florida.
Obviously, I knew that, but I
Yeah,
forgot
it's
about
interesting.
There's no coincidence that both Florida and Freedom both would give it out. Florida was cool.
There it is.
There's some wild cars down there.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
they-
dude.
Yeah.
There's no real rules down there for cars to follow.
Not just for cars.
Not just for cars.
Left freedom ring.
But as far as like how you want it to look or sound, let it ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
yeah,
send
some
it?
really cool stuff down there. Yeah, I was actually surprised. And I came away. So every single C8 that was ever sold
Yep.
is there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Is there.
Priority.
And now I'm so certain that the C7 is such a better looking vehicle than it.
Finally seen enough to know.
Yeah. I finally seen enough to know, and then almost it's like the generations changed. So like the younger guys were driving the C7s, and every old motherfucker was driving a C8.
C8.
Lots
Yeah.
of dick bags out
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
But
The
God,
C7s.
C7, Jesus, what a beautiful vehicle.
Yeah.
yeah. I was down there. And it's just like,
Apex Predator.
you know how we talked about what was it, rolls or whatever, and
On
like their
Track Day in
average
America.
age customer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it was like 57 or something
Yeah,
odd.
well, it definitely gets lowered because every single one driven in Florida it had to have been like a 20-year-old guy.
Not technically owners.
No,
That's called rental.
yeah.
see-
But the
We
leasing
know
scams,
people that do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
the leasing scams are run by young people as well.
It's
so,
true. Very
yeah.
nice.
But yeah, Florida was great. You want a time away?
What you see down there?
Saw a comedy show.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That was good. Saw
Very
Brendan
nice.
Shaw and Chappelle Lacey.
Wow.
Okay.
Very
It was
nice.
good. It was good. Yeah.
What
yeah.
was your highlight vehicle you saw?
C7.
What kind
No.
of what color was the Fox body? Yeah.
I saw what do you call it, like 90, probably a 92 or 93 red GT down there.
Oh yeah.
Just
That was it.
chrome
Just
po-
serving it up down
chrome
there.
pony wheels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All the sound going nowhere.
Going
red
nowhere.
interior. Yeah.
Bringing the noise.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. It was a Fox body.
Yep.
It was
That was it. The
Yeah.
highlight
Yeah.
trip. Fox
You know,
body.
And actually, we're driving down one of the street called Las Olas, and it's kind of just where all the restaurants and shops are and whatever. We're trying to find somewhere to park to get some ice cream.
Yeah.
What they wanted to try and pass off as gelato. Definitely not gelato.
Not gelato. We know that. It's Florida.
No, yeah. And
Probably as good as their pizza.
yeah.
Ugh.
And yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Pizza, not so much either.
Probably as
But,
good as their Italian food.
mm,
Yeah. It's Florida.
from there.
Get some ribs or some
I got
gator
a
or
nice
something.
steak. I got a nice steak down there. 24-ounce bone-in ribeye.
Oh,
Ooh.
bone.
That was good down there.
The bone always
I'm not a
takes,
big-
it's like
I'm
a
not a big
10-ounce
bone-in
bone.
guy
You know what I
either.
mean?
I'm not a big bone-in guy either, but there was
Yeah,
no
but
option.
that's where all the fat, you get the flavor.
Yeah.
It's true, but you're getting boned on the weight. You know what I mean?
Renders down much better without the bone, though.
Eh.
You were in Florida. Did you go to Salt Bay? Is that where you went?
No.
Yeah, Salt Bay spot.
Yeah.
Seen the
Sponsors
guy?
aren't paying us that much money. Yeah. So we were trying to parallel park in a Toyota Highlander, and
Oof.
I see all these spots, and then the girl driving decides to try and parallel park between, like, an E63 AMG
Yep.
non-wagon and an R8. And I'm like, listen, this isn't the spot.
By-
it's not the spot.
Parking by ear.
Yeah. It's not,
Look, this rental's under my name.
yeah,
It definitely
yeah.
isn't the
No,
spot.
it wasn't even rental. It was a personal vehicle, but
Oh,
I didn't want to be
Jesus, okay.
associated
Oh,
with
my
it.
Yeah, I get
God.
that. I get that. I would have just had to drop me off in front of the.
Yeah, it's not the
Restaurant.
spot. We
Chivalry.
just parked illegally around the corner, and it just didn't matter.
Yeah,
So,
it's Florida. There's no illegal.
yeah, Florida's awesome now.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone just go visit.
All right.
It's great.
Beautiful Florida.
Cheap flights. Go down there.
Packed.
Disney's Disney open. Did you go to Disney?
No,
Did
I
you
didn't go
anything
to
like
Disney.
that?
Oh, no, I went to Fort Lauderdale and then went to Miami.
You're an
Okay.
adult, right? So you
Yeah.
didn't go to Disney?
Miami. No, dude, Disney's a man. Disney's so good.
Miami.
Yeah, I went to Miami.
Yep.
Miami, having me.
Yeah. Lots of babes down there.
Yeah.
Any,
I went looking for the bang bus. I couldn't find the bang bus.
Yep.
Yeah.
any white Countaches?
No, I wish I saw something cool like
That's
old
all
like
I just
that.
picture is Testaross's
A lot of
Countaches.
48s.
I think you might be
Okay.
picturing Miami a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's in my mind. That's what it is. It's like
Similar.
New York has bagels, Miami has Countaches.
No.
White Countach.
You know, actually, no Lamborghinis. Lots of Ferraris, 48s.
No Lamborghinis?
No.
Did
no.
you go to Miami?
Yeah.
Jesus, I thought it was my Lamborghini town.
No.
This
I didn't
sounds
see
like a big
anything.
Lamborghini town.
Yeah.
No, it's
not-
actually just one that the same people rent
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
different
They just
day.
wrap it
Oh my
every
God.
other day.
I saw a flat white Batanga, the Bentley Batanga thing,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Puntanga.
Oh my God.
Topanga.
Flat white, huh?
Flat
It's the
white.
girl from the show.
Flat white.
That
Her-
it
her-
is.
The Bentley Topanga.
Yes.
Yeah, her man's quite a stir right now, actually.
She's got a
Oh,
man?
really? There's a thing. Who is
Baby,
it?
get rid of him.
What do you mean? The cinnamon.
Did you see any donks?
Any
See any
donks?
donks?
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? Yeah, I actually got a photo of one.
There we go.
Yeah.
I saw Topanga today, actually.
You saw a Topanga?
Yeah, in yep.
The
in a
last time I was
Providence
in
Steakhouse.
Miami, I saw a donk Grand National.
Oh,
Oh my God.
that sounds wrong, but so right.
It's also right.
So
Yeah.
right.
This is the only one I actually got a photo of, and this was in like a real.
Oh yeah,
Is
that's
that a-
that's a bubble.
I was gonna say that's a bubble, right?
This was in a real dodgy neighborhood in Miami that I then found out via a YouTube video I didn't belong in.
Yep.
Wait.
It was the video was titled "Worst Neighborhoods in Miami."
Yeah.
So
that's
how
where I
did
saw the donk.
So how did you find yourself there?
There was a good food spot.
I was gonna say,
My
were you
guy.
looking
He's
for a
looking for a
particular
parking
restaurant?
spot.
Okay. Yeah.
Had to
Yeah.
get off a little.
Yeah,
beaten
it makes
path.
sense because that's the problem. Most of the good places
Yeah.
that the locals would go to.
That's not the problem, baby. That's the beauty.
I was gonna right. Yeah, keep them hidden.
Yeah, keeps
so-
all the dicks out.
But yeah, I'm back. I'm happy I'm back, but sad I'm back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Florida's great.
yeah, you see some real differences between Florida and locally, as far as lax rules.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's just
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
Tad
little
different.
tonsil hockey going on in the
Yeah.
bar down there.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about,
a
buddy.
bunch of people sharing drinks.
Yeah, buddy. Sharing a
Uh,
soda.
Do
Let me
we
get a sip of that.
do we have any other callbacks?
I got another one.
Okay.
And I just put this together. Actually, it's a deep thought.
Okay.
You ready for my deep thought?
I'm ready.
Deep thought. Baseball talk is like magic spells when using it to sell cars and car parts. Remember we had the big story about the kid saying,
Step up to the
you're
plate.
going to step up. This is a rare part. Are you going to step up to the plate?
Yep.
Baseball talk.
Yep.
I had a buddy use it. Worked perfect.
Yep.
I got one of my guys that sells
Yeah.
cars. He's going to bat for me.
Yeah.
Always works.
Yep. That's a home run deal.
Home run deal. He could run the bases for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
He,
just think
he
it's-
might pinch hit.
I got
he
this
might
thing.
pitch. Let me be your pitch hitter. I'm going to go to my general manager.
Yeah.
I'm going to be your pitch hitter.
Yeah.
You know what I
Listen,
mean?
you
You
don't-
just run it in. You run the deal in.
You don't want to strike out on this deal.
Exactly. You don't strike out. Dude, it's like magic spells. If you're selling something on the
Yeah.
internet, if you want people to take you seriously, use baseball talk.
It's the only time that sport gets any respect. So.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
You need to be the Mark McGuire.
Yeah, you're gonna sit bench
Of
on this. You're gonna
car
ride the
parts.
pine. Or
Right,
you're gonna
right.
you're gonna call the shot.
Right. Right.
Yeah. You're gonna step up to the plate.
I'm
I
gonna
gotta-
Sammy Sosa the shit out of this
yeah,
thing
I'm
right
gonna
now.
knock this deal out of the park.
This deal is a steal.
Baby, sit down. Daddy's gonna knock this out of the park.
Here's a bunch of. Here's what you're gonna do: is step up to the plate and buy this part.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
true.
I'm the Sammy Sosa of the shit. We're the
No
the
other
Bash
sport.
Brothers over
no
here.
other sport.
Big shout to the Bash Brothers movie.
Yeah.
No,
Best
because
movies on
like
Netflix.
you can't say I got a touchdown of a deal.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
he sounded like
I'm first and 10.
right. Yeah, exactly. I really intercepted this car.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you talking
I'm gonna put this thing through the goalpost there.
about? You feel goal.
You could slam dunk it, I guess, but that's lame.
Right, yeah. That's just too
That's
obvious.
playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like home run of a deal better.
Home run
Yeah.
of a deal is very,
Yeah.
very tight.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
Pitch
get a
hitter.
couple deals in a row. He's on fire.
Exactly.
It doesn't have the
And
same.
most people can't dunk. You might hit home run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, if you're in a little league field.
With an aluminum bat and a
Steal it
tennis
first.
ball.
Let me cork that. I'm gonna cork this deal.
Yeah.
Cork the bat.
Where's Kinder? Kinder is a
Here's
listener.
a big baseball
yeah,
talk
big
guy.
time baseball guy.
That's a
so
grand slam. Thank you, Pudva.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm positive he could probably hit a home run.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kinder's only hitting home runs.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's like magic spells. You use baseball talk. Is the guy on the other side is gonna be like, "Wow, this guy fucks."
Yeah,
Like,
You just encapsulates me.
I should definitely buy this. You just step up to the plate. You know,
It's enchanting.
you're gonna ride
it's
pine all day.
enchanting.
You're gonna
Yeah,
step up to the
yeah.
plate and buy this rare part.
I got a baseball
What
game.
is it now? What's the part now? It's not an alternator.
We found out what it is at
Control
the
arm,
end.
what
It
is
was oh shit!
Fuck, I forgot.
I said it at the end of the last podcast.
I know.
I refuse to say it again. Control arm.
No.
Kyle, you in the chat room?
Fuck, what was that? I can't remember what it
Oh
was.
my god! I mean, you could just reference the last podcast, whatever part it was. It wasn't
Yeah.
an alternator. Was it a control arm? Might have been a control arm. Nah, it was a rare part
It
from a
was something
Subaru
so
SVX.
fucking
Rare
odd.
part from a rare car, baby. 3.3 liter.
Yeah, I can't
No, we then
remember.
found out it wasn't even that rare. Like 15,000
No, not that
cards or
rare.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, wasn't all that hard to come by.
Grand slam of a
I don't
vehicle,
know.
boys.
That guy hit a home run with his SVX.
Let's slide this baby home from Rick Feed Up. I like that.
Oh, master cylinder?
Could have been a master
I think
cylinder.
it
was a
was.
master
I think
cylinder.
that's what it was. Yeah.
Nice, Corey.
Yeah.
Ed
there you
nine.
go.
No. Ed 9-man. He said
Yeah,
master
that's
cylinder.
Mikhail.
Oh,
Hey,
all right.
what's up,
Okay.
buddy?
There we go. Master cylinder.
The man himself.
He was the one who was told to step up to the
Exactly,
plate.
and it
I mean,
worked.
this all came from him.
And I forgot who told me it worked perfect. I think it was a listener. Thank you for reaching out. And I immediately forgot.
We got
But it's the stories that count, you know? It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you so much. Let's share a soda.
Any other callbacks or deep with no straw?
No straw.
Direct to the mouth.
Yep, baby bird, man.
Any other callbacks or deep thoughts? I almost said deep throats.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, this is going off the
different kind of
rails.
show.
God.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
strange program.
Welcome to Brazzers.
Please don't look up deep throats.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else before we go to the news?
No, we should go to the news.
Okay. News.
Wow, we're really cranking it, man. I mean,
I
that
am,
pretty
yeah.
much blew my eardrums out.
Yeah. Well, hey,
I don't get the DJ anymore. It's perfect.
we
Once
couldn't
a week.
do it. Couldn't do it in 2020. So we're gonna
Yeah, cranking it again.
go even harder in
Cranking each
2021.
other in 2021.
It's all about the mouth soda. I have a bit of news. So
That sounds sad. Well, the guys have a bit of news.
we we're not there yet.
Preach it.
The new Ford Maverick keeps being teased and
Oh, I'm so
being
excited about
seen.
this.
And
Is
we've
that the
we've
little
talked
pickup
about
truck?
the
Yeah.
little guy,
The really little
guy.
one?
Yeah. So Shook, if you go to motor1.com
Oh.
and just Google definitive proof Ford Maverick is smaller than Ranger, if you can pull that up,
Did people doubt that?
I don't think they doubted
I just
it.
saw a Subaru Wilderness.
Oh God, there it is. Well, no, isn't that the not Isle of Man? What I forgot.
That's the Western Mass Special.
Yeah.
What's that thing called, Shooky?
Isle of Woman.
Yeah, the new Subaru package. Isn't it the Wilderness package?
Yeah, you're right.
Let's not get lost in that
Yeah,
again.
let's not get lost in the weeds.
We
I mean,
lost-
the photo of the Mustang
lost
parked
all our
next to the
female
Ranger.
listeners. The Birkenstock.
Yeah, the photo of the Mustang parked next to the Maverick, not the Ranger,
Yep.
showed that they were almost identical in length.
So
Oh,
there's
wow, that Maverick's a little chody boy.
Yeah.
it's just a little nubby guy.
Oh,
Boy.
yeah, look at that.
And there's some other photos, I believe, if you scroll down of
There you
like
are.
almost
Wow.
like an angle shot.
Yeah,
That-
that's a little guy.
That is just tiny. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna replace the Ranger, right?
Well, no,
it's
that
gonna be
is the
third.
Ranger.
so the one on the
that's
Yeah.
But yes.
Oh, in addition.
So we're going to have 3 levels of pickup.
yeah, so the bronze one or that orange colored is the Ranger, and the one that's in fake camo is the actual Maverick.
The
Which I
Maverick.
mean, honestly, it's not a bad paint job. I mean, I'm into the little like.
You're into the eye manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps all the ugly lines out. Yeah, it's is that an off-center license plate? Oh boy.
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
that
Oh, so it comes modded?
roll
Looks
pan?
like it has a center exhaust.
It looks like that was
Ooh,
a
there's
trailer,
the
a
one.
trailer
That's the
hitch.
picture.
What the hell is that?
That looks like a hearse.
But yeah, so there are
do
some
that to
photos
throw
of
you
it.
off.
If
That
you are
Porsche
interested,
style.
you can go check it out at motor1.com. But that little guy is
I
going to
dig
be
it.
a
No, slow news week.
little perceived length there, a little tiny.
I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of that thing.
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, I am.
I like that it's a 4-door. It's a crew cab, so you can take your whole crew out.
Yeah.
How
I'm
long's
digging
the
it.
bed though?
2.5 feet.
No, 2.5 foot bed. You can put a 70 horizontally in it.
Yeah. I might throw a bag of mulch in the back.
Oh,
Call it
see
a
yeah,
day.
that front 3/4 picture. I'm into that.
Yeah.
That really gets the juices flowing.
Cab looks a little tight.
Yeah, I think the whole thing looks stupid if I'm
We might-
honest.
Yeah.
we might actually be
I'm all
sitting.
set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be no for me, dog.
hey,
I'm gonna
everyone's
keep
trying
my
to make
acty with twice the size bed and half
these
the car.
pickup trucks as big as possible.
Yeah, it looks like a chop top.
It is
does look like
very,
there's a
very
lot to top
low.
off of
Bit
it.
of a
Look
chop
at
top.
how small the rear window is.
Yeah, dude. That's so you can pass that single
That's
two
all
by.
of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I'm
Again,
telling
like
you,
we
just
can't
buy
fit a
K
big gulp.
truck.
Can't
It's-
fit a big gulp through
The
it.
K truck probably has more interior space somehow too. Well, that's beautiful.
I'm
Josh.
loving that thing.
Yeah. I again, obviously, will hold definitive judgment till I see one in person.
The thing is, it has to come in real cheap.
Real cheap, like 400Z cheap.
Way
We'll get,
cheaper
we'll
than
get to that.
Yeah, way cheaper than
I mean,
that.
in proportion to its competition.
Yeah. So, yeah, because the Ranger's at like 30 grand, so it's got to be
You-
25.
Like 20s.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
I got some news.
Let me see Shukti's password right now.
Yeah, thanks for the password.
Oh, he's going
Oh,
Incognito.
Yeah.
So I got a little news, boys, that I
Yep.
saw on the internets a lot, and a lot of people commenting on. It seems that BMW is charging extra for their auto headlights feature.
Yes.
When you try to activate it, this was in the UK, so they get charged for everything. You know, here in America, we just get thrown in. It was when you tried to use the auto headlights, it came up on your dash that you're gonna have to scan this RF code, and it's going to be 160 euros.
This is like when you watch something and it says includes paid promotion.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you want auto headlights, buddy? This will be 160 buckets.
Oh my god. Is it like a one-time fee of 160
It's a subscription, so I'd imagine
yearly?
it immediately fucks you, or
Yeah.
eventually does.
I
think
right.
it's-
If you sell the vehicle, like I'm curious if somebody buys it with the package on there and they sell the vehicle.
It's like Tesla's auto drive, but something that should have come with the vehicle from the factory. You
right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not experiencing it, but I bet as soon as my lease runs up, and if I CPO that baby,
Yeah.
there we go.
No auto headlights for you.
No, so it's time to start hacking cars. I know that like I can put the little coder device on my thing and get a whole bunch of shit. So
You find it?
the coder thing, I just bought another one.
Oh,
I bought two.
You found-
yeah,
you
it's
found
been
another
a
one.
disaster. I found one
Yeah.
online. Oh, you know what I was thinking? The old Charlie legal loophole, right? You guys ready for this?
yeah.
So you can't.
Is it as good as the baseball thing?
No, definitely not.
If it's what I heard, it might be better.
Really?
We talked about this at work.
This is Charlie leasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, so if you lease a car, if you then try to buy it off lease, am I going to ruin this for everybody if I say this? Nah, who gives a shit? If you try to buy the car off lease, they won't sell it to you or anyone that lives at your same address. So your wife can't just buy it. So you can't like have it CPO then buy it at a reasonable rate. You have to buy it at the rate that you shittily got when you first signed your lease, and it's just absolutely going to pummel your asshole.
Yeah.
So. The idea I had,
Just really just grounded into
really
nothing.
not beating around the bush at all.
no.
Yeah.
It's the rate's terrible. Everybody knows. And then if you get a good rate, you get your asshole pummeled on the lease price. So doesn't matter.
A lot of ass pummeling, no matter what way you look at it.
So yeah, either way, you're not gonna leave happy. Well, maybe. So there's depends what you're into. Who am I to judge? It's 2021. So the idea would be I'm gonna start an LLC, and I'm actually gonna do this. Unless my lawyer advises me not to, which he probably will, called Charlie Leases. And I'm going to lease my vehicles under the Charlie Leases LLC at a P.O. box. And then when I get done with it, I'll trade it in. Then I go buy it with my real name,
Yeah.
CPO. Everybody wins. And the fact that it's called Charlie Leases would be such an FU to the whole leasing establishment. I think it'd be big.
Do you think anyone's currently doing this?
I would hope so. I know someone who just did it that I might be related to.
Yeah.
With a real company though, not a totally fake company just to lease cars. But I think I'm going to do this. So if you're a lawyer out there, I don't want your opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, what makes
He wants to roll the dice.
Yeah, I'm trying to roll the dice here, boys. I know it'll work from a dealer side of things. LLC's not that expensive to run. I don't know. I think I could make it happen.
I
I think I'd probably write off the whole thing as a podcast prank too.
there you go.
If you're an accountant, I would like your opinion.
Yeah.
Shout to the God. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What if you just started a company just to lease bullshit, and then at the end, if you like it, keep it. If not,
How often do you lease stuff though?
I've never done it before. This is my
every
first
every
one.
2 years.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a company just for leasing all the fucking time, I'd assume.
But so you wouldn't be leasing stuff all the time if you specifically have this to buy out the lease.
Correct.
So you really only just have to do it once.
Well, but you have to find a car you like, and I think it's going to take a couple leases to really get there. Yeah. A couple leases get you.
He's in this for the long game. At least 6 years.
It's gonna be 20 years later. We're still fucking figuring
I
this
finally got it.
I got it. Close the LLC. I found the vehicle I need to lease forever. So, anyways, that's my totally off-topic auto high beam news.
Okay. Well, Corey, you got anything? Before
No, I
didn't
came
wanna-
so ill prepared, man.
My guy, I got
I
more.
just happen to hang
You're
out.
just off the.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
I'm just happy to be here.
you're just off the boat from Florida, so
Yeah.
we get it. Speaking of leasing news, I'm sure people are already signing up for this thing, but call me surprised. The 2022 Nissan
Surprised.
Z.
Yes.
We already knew kind of the horsepower. Again,
Yes.
this is not.
Shit, we didn't talk about this last time?
No, this
Oh my
came out
God.
after the fact.
This
This
is
is
midweek.
this is not set in stone by any means, but of the variants, the lowest base one, if you will, is going to start at 34,995, which is just
That's fucking
blows my mind.
exceptional.
I don't know if I've ever been more wrong about something.
34,995. You can lease you could purchase the shittiest BMW on the lot or 400 something horsepower ultra car from Nissan.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I wouldn't do the Nissan then. No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be a great car. Very
I think I
excited
still
about it.
would.
What's the horsepower on this thing?
400.
400 or 444.
Well, at least 400. Could be
Yeah.
440.
Can we pull a pic of this thing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, where's that see?
Shook D can get
Oh,
that.
I'm already on it.
Get us a new one. Get us the silver one.
Yeah, where's that gray one?
That one stinks. Yeah, the new reveal. So it's a good looking car. It's for its competition. It's light money.
Yeah, but the brakes will squeak and they suck to work on. Facts.
Generally gonna suck.
So with that, it's going to be
me a
offered
side shot,
in
little butt.
multiple.
Looks good in silver.
Yeah, it looks really good. So
Yeah, I like
there we
that
go.
one a
There's
lot.
the one.
It's going to be offered multiple variants. So the base one, then there's going to be a Type S, Type T, and then Type ST. And I assume there'll
Wait,
be a
really?
So is this like
Yeah.
a 240, 260 remake or 280, whatever they are?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
basically
just,
a rebody 370,
Yeah.
yeah
It looks cool.
but with a turbo motor now.
with different motor.
But we don't know. What if the $35,000 one has a 2-liter NA?
No, from what they are saying, same motor across the board.
Okay.
Detuned.
So it's going to be standard Z, then there's going to be Type S, Type T, and then Type ST. So the one of them, I'm sorry, where am I? Where's my little things here?
There we are.
All right.
All right, found it.
I don't have it in front of me.
Cancel that.
Never mind. I'll take that back.
Yeah, I gotta
no,
say that yellowy green color wasn't the best one for them to launch it in.
No,
Should've done
no,
that
not my
silver
favorite.
looked
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, silver's the one.
So the variations are going to include Brembo brakes, thicker sway bars, beefier cooling, additional. Let's see. The Type T is going to have leather upholstery, heated and cooled electronically adjustable seats, automatic cruise control, blind spot monitoring, all that sort of stuff. Then the ST is going to have all that stuff combined. Each variant. So if it starts at $35,000, the Type S is going to be another $5,000. Type T will be another $5,000, and then obviously Type ST is a total of $10,000. So this thing's going to go up to about $45,000. And I'm sure there will be a Nismo version topping out at probably, I don't know, 55, maybe 52, something
Shooky
like
has
that.
highlighted something for us to read.
What is that?
Oh.
Baby GTR action.
Oh, it's called the Baby GTR. Claim to
Hold on. So
forward-
it is believed that the 2022 Nissan Z will tip the scales at 3,252 pounds, presumably for the base variant with the stick shift. It will be followed by a hotter Nismo variant,
Oh, that's what
described-
Shooky's showing us.
described internally as a baby GTR, and claimed to bring more than just a body kit and different exhausts.
No,
so
it's going to
again,
have interior badges.
that's probably going to be the one with a different tune. And
Where's
that sort of stuff.
Where's the dealership gonna be that lists one for over $100,000?
Yeah,
What
I don't
state?
know.
Yes.
Let's see. As always, take the info with a proverbial pinch of salt, but we do admit that it all sounds rather wonderful at this point. Yeah, so
it sounds
it's
too
almost
good to be true.
It almost sounds too good to be true, right? I think later this year, it'll actually all be official. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of production launch where they have all of the numbers out there for everybody to know and understand. And I don't know. We'll see. It's shaping up to be a pretty miraculous deal. Dare I say you could knock one out of the park if you get one of those.
Oh, absolutely. I'll go to bat for one of those babies all day. I'd love to slide one of those home.
Yeah,
Hey,
real home run.
I kind of prefer the look to the Supra that came out.
Yes,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
It looks way
Really?
better than the
That
Supra.
looks better than the Supra.
This thing's growing on me more. I like the
bad looking
Supra,
car.
but this
Looks
thing.
good.
Oh
That's a
wow,
cool-
that's
yeah.
that championship livery. You gotta take that away. That's too dangerous for the internet.
Too good.
I
What
got
else
news.
we got? Yes.
Benzo news. One of my favorite news is
Ooh.
the C63 AMG is a machine very close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
We just spoke about them.
Brings
Tire
the
roasting,
brings the
eardrum
motherfucking
murdering,
ruckus.
bringing the motherfucking ruckus machines. Although there are some ugly ones local. Don't fuck them up.
Yeah.
Both near and far.
Yep.
Both near and far.
Nobody's perfect.
So the new one, boys,
Everybody's mother loves them.
is going to be 600 plus horsepower, and it's going to be powered by a hulking 4-cylinder plug-in hybrid motor, and it's going to be all-wheel drive. Oh yeah, that hurts.
All-wheel drive hurts more than the 4-cylinder hybrid, I
Well,
must
it'll
say.
probably have one of those drifter-roo modes. It's going to be easily faster than the previous model, but quite a bit heavier. And it's going to have an E-Performance, its name, hybrid system. It places a 2-speed gearbox, E-motor with 210 horsepower on the rear axle in like one big package. So that's instead of placing an electric motor between the engine and the gearbox. So that's just going to be the spin the back of the car around motor.
And that's what's going to get it to that 600 horsepower mark, I believe, because the 4-cylinder that's being produced, the 2-liter, only makes 442.
Right.
It's
and
Porsche Spider technology.
and
It's
ladies,
just on the back axle.
a little bonus news, that E-Performance hybrid system is also going to be available with the 4-liter twin-turbo V8 in the AMG GT73 4-door,
Yeah.
which is a car I hate massively because
Yeah.
it's the ugliest car I've ever seen based on one of the nicest cars I've ever
I
seen.
don't even know if AMG
It's the-
GT73.
it's a Ford-
Shuggy, can you bring up the AMG GT 4-door? The AMG GT is one of the best cars Mercedes makes, one of the best looking
Yes.
cars on the road.
Yeah.
The AMG GT 4-door is like a mutated piece of shit version of that
It looks
car.
like half an egg.
If you buy that car, I don't know what's wrong with you. Just buy an S-Class.
It looks like half an
Yeah,
egg.
let me get the 4-door, though. The 4-door is so horrific.
Yeah, God, just the 2-door is so much better.
Okay, it looks good in that press photo, but that's bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it doesn't look anything like the That's a Ford Escape.
Just go to
It doesn't look anything like the AMG GT.
the Mercedes
Oh,
website.
yeah, look at the back of it. It looks horrific. Anyway, so it's going to come in that car, and it's going to have 805 horsepower and 738 foot-pounds of torque, which may make me look beyond
805?
its looks. Yes. 805 horse,
That's definitely not it.
738 foot-pounds of torque. So, I mean, that's cool. An AMG 73, GT73 4-door, it's just a bad name. Also, in these cars, throttle response is ridiculous, as the Merc's going to get an electric turbocharger directly from its F1 team. In F1, it's called HUGA, HGU-H.
Excuse me?
Yep. Thank you. You're supposed to say bless you.
All right.
It's an electric motor mounted directly to the shaft of the turbo.
Yep.
So it should make ridiculous turbo response. It's basically the electric nitrous spool on your hot import.
Spoolie boy. So fun thing, and I don't want to get into it here because it's way too nerdy, and I know I'd muck it up.
Yep.
The shaft, if you will, the electric shaft in that
Gotta pay
turbocharger.
attention to the shaft manscape.
Just give me an RPM guess of how fast you think that son bitch spins.
70,000.
156,000
I was gonna say,
RPM.
I was halfway there.
You were.
I want to point
Just need
that
a
out.
little more.
Halfway home. Just
Story of my-
manscaped.
I would have gotten that right. I
Story-
didn't get a chance.
Story of my life. I was halfway there.
Halfway there.
So yeah, that thing. If you want to find out more, the article I was reading was
Road
on
and Track
Road
had a
and
good one.
Track. Very, very good in-depth article about that 2-liter 4-cylinder and how it makes 442 horse.
That's some good
Does
quality
it say
trickle down.
who's making that turbo?
It didn't on my article.
I don't remember reading that.
Curious.
Yeah.
Trying to get one? Yeah, let me get one of those.
I just want to know what's coming out with the technology.
Yeah.
Bringing it to the consumer. You know, we know it's an F1 and
Right.
other applications, but to bring it to the streets, who is it?
Right. Who can do that?
That trickle
That's what
down
we do. We
economics.
bring it to the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we have for news. For more of this info, you can tune into the Circle Jerks podcast, which was just released this Wednesday.
Let's hear
Tuesday.
about.
I can't
Go ahead,
remember.
Corey. You seem
This
Interested.
crock of shit.
yeah. Let's hear it.
What
Which
is
is what we
it?
like to call a dirt race, whatever the fuck it was.
Yes,
You weren't entertained?
that was that NASCAR.
I had to mute it
Wait.
because
You
whoever
had to
the
merge the Circle Jerks podcast.
no, the commentating for it,
Okay.
because it's like they're like talking to each other, and at one point,
Well, Jimbo, come around real fast right there.
and
He
he's
in
like,
the dirt. It's
and
dirt.
He's in the dirt. Well, yeah, he is.
he's like, oh, these cars are driving via like an electronic engine management system,
Sure.
and do you think they they control the throttle response using a stop or by like an electronic computer? And I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
You guys want to play Halo?
I was like, so I just muted it. I watched it for a while.
I'm pretty
How
sure that
was
was
it?
Jeff Gordon.
Did they hit the molten core of the earth?
This guy sounded like he was 88 years fucking old. and-
Yeah, Jeff Gordon.
You're talking about
Yes.
35-year-old technology like it's
Yeah.
modern, so.
Yeah. Well, like they were talking. They were talking about this stuff in a way that they were like, I guess I can look at it from two ways. They're
Yep.
bringing it to a consumer, and the thing is with television is you want to talk like every person's watching for the first time. I
Right.
get that. I was,
Cater to the audience.
but then at the same time, someone who might understand a little bit more. I'm like, what is going on
It's
here?
changing the channel.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, then I'm just like, oh, I don't need to hear this.
You're like, what
or
the hell?
muting it in his case.
Yeah, I watched it for a little bit because I was like, this is interesting. I've been following how much of a disaster it's been.
Yeah.
With the rain, and I was real intrigued by the levels of dirt or the layers of dirt they put down and everything.
17 layers, apparently.
Yeah.
Those things are still they're carbureted, right?
No, I don't believe so. I think
Oh, they have
switched it-
injection
I
now?
believe it's
That must be
injection.
why this guy's so shocked that a computer
Yeah.
controls the top speed or whatever.
Oh, there's a
It's not,
throttle
just,
input.
it's not just the stop on the.
Yeah, it was like a
on
rubber
the-
tennis
like
ball
on
you
my
just stuff
s- on
behind.
my
Not just a
70.
rusty screw.
Yeah.
So that race did eventually take place on Monday. Overall, the weekend was a bit of a disaster. Not NASCAR's fault in particular, but who would have thought if it rains, you get some mud. Invisibility becomes an issue while you're on a circle
Oh,
track.
that's so good.
So if you are interested, the Circle Jerks do a great job of breaking that entire race down, of the actual race itself, of everything leading up to the weekend, everything that took place, some problems, et cetera, et cetera. The rain, I heard, was biblical. So it wasn't necessarily bad for the track. That was pretty well sorted.
Dude, I saw a picture. There was so much rain that like an easy up tent
Yes.
was almost completely underwater.
So
Collapse.
that was the problem, is all the surrounding areas just truly became unsafe for participants because they're allowing people to go there. So the counties were shut down. Multiple.
What do you
So-
reach your hand on the window and fucking wipe it off?
Rain-X, baby, Rain-X.
On an Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Hey, can you Google the name Larry Mack and tell me how old this fucking dinosaur is?
Oh God! Meanwhile, this is a pinnacle of the sport of NASCAR.
Or
Of course,
these cars got computers in
shitting
there.
on them.
I don't know what's going on.
No, Larry Mack.
Not Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
That would have been some good
But yeah,
commentary.
Larry Mack is the fucking man. I beg to differ.
Tell me how old this guy is. 1959.
Anybody
That's
know
old.
math?
62
It's not
years.
that old.
Oh my god, buddy.
Yeah, looks about right. He's seen some days, boy.
Me.
Seen some computer control fuel systems.
Yeah.
Larry McReynolds,
Yeah, I mean that's yeah,
Well,
I mean
former
I
NASCAR
just-
crew chief.
I figured it would be a total shit show.
Yeah.
And I mean that one picture I saw said it all.
Yeah, it was a perfect.
Did they? And they ran like cars. They didn't just all run trucks.
Oh yeah, no, there was multiple races. So the cars. I mean, everybody was supposed to run on Sunday. That
Did it get
not,
all rutted up?
That did not take place. I
That'd
don't
make
know.
me so happy.
I didn't get
I don't
like,
think it
really
got rutted up.
rutted up, but it got so packed down that like actually Josh would probably know more, but like like BMX like dirt jumps,
Yeah, when they get
so like compacted that like they almost turn into like a hard rubber.
it be right.
It kind of became that.
That stinks.
in a way almost becomes concrete. I mean,
Yeah.
there were dudes who were
I was hoping they were
drifting the
taking,
entire
taking
track.
rivers and shit.
That's an actual
look at that
incredible
spinning-
foot.
spinning
Is that a
windshield.
shovel scraping the windshield?
It's a snow It's a snow scraper.
Oh my god!
Dude, that's unbelievable.
It seems like
but-
they didn't really think this through too much.
Yeah.
They could have thrown some wipers.
Well, the
on
last time I
race
did it was
cars or something.
1930
Yeah, it was,
something.
it was a little
They
over
were,
50
they were
years ago.
bootlegging.
Good news though, they're going to do it again next year.
There we go.
so,
Something
so-
to talk about.
I saw that crash. That looked nice.
Yeah, there was.
I can't even imagine these guys being like, I can get paid enough for this. Just covered in shit.
So,
That's amazing.
And again, the Circle Jerks cover it very, very well of how many people were butthurt because of this race. Because
for
of
what
like
reason?
actual NASCAR fans, because of
Oh,
where
yeah,
it
of
was
course.
held, because of the dirt.
Where was it held?
It wasn't
it-
south enough?
at Bristol Motor Speed. It's just people don't like that track. It's not
Connecticut?
It's no. I don't know where it actually is. It wasn't Connecticut.
Bristol, Connecticut.
from what I
We got
gather.
a record-setting Connecticut crowd of 14 people here to watch this NASCAR race.
So bear with me. I'm not up on my NASCAR like the jerks are, but
I did mark this too to actually listen to it because I wanted
So,
to hear what people actually
a
care.
lot of the big old
Shook,
NASCAR
what part of
tracks.
the Deep South was this in?
A lot of the big old NASCAR tracks that everybody likes are 2.5 miles of fuel.
Yep.
Daytona, whatever the other one. This track is only a half mile, and it's like a bowl, and that's why exactly because it has the same like banking angle as Daytona and whatnot in just this small track. So a lot of the butthurt
Tennessee?
NASCAR fans
Tennessee.
basically say, oh, my driver has, these drivers have an unfair advantage, et cetera. So just all that baloney instead of just getting out there and giving hell.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Tennessee does rock. I'll tell you that much. I
I've
like
been
Tennessee,
to Tennessee.
a lot.
Always wanted to visit.
Oh, great town.
Everyone I've
can't-
met from there has been awesome.
Yeah, Tennessee's incredible.
I don't think I've been there.
And actually, I don't know who V Raxes is in the chat room.
Yeah, thanks for all the info.
Yeah, Larry Mack is the man. And it's okay.
Yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee rocks, man. Smoky Mountains, Tail of the Dragon, it's all out there.
Yep.
Big shout to the Tennessee fan.
I thought it was North Carolina, or is it connected to?
It connects the two.
Oh wow.
It's one of the Carolinas. Is it North? I don't know.
North, South.
One of them. One of them for sure. That's
Yeah.
for damn sure.
Come on and raise up.
I got some news.
Okay.
Porsche news. Very fitting for our podcast
Oh.
today. Porsche is testing greener synthetic fuel specifically on the track.
Yeah.
Lifted this little baby from carscoops.com. It's Porsche in the mega corporation ExxonMobil, not evil. Synthetic fuel, they're calling it e-fuel. Surprise.
E-juice.
E-juice. it's
Not to be confused with
synthetic dino juice.
your vape.
The first test took place yesterday. It's just good news for old car guys. It's a low. Porsche sees as a low impact way to keep its legacy combustion cars on the road with no modifications. I am so about that.
The
Can't
only
tell you.
problem is we've talked about this before. The only problem is at what cost?
Well, they say low impact.
No,
So,
I
mean,
don't.
that means
I don't
low
mean that
cost.
from environmental.
No,
I
no,
just
no, I
mean
don't either.
like is it going to be a 55-gallon drum for I don't know $7,000
Yeah,
or
probably,
something?
Probably.
Because it's going to be Porsche branded, et cetera. And if they have the technology, they're going to hold
Well,
on
no,
to everything as
ExxonMobil
much
will
as they
probably
can.
steal it.
That's true too.
They'll spill it in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, they'll drop it in the ocean. See how clean it really is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a blend of biofuels specifically for racing.
Yeah, this is something I want to take an in-depth look at. I've seen a couple articles with this, but I just haven't had any time to, wrap my head around the makeup.
Yeah, I was going to say,
components.
what does it consist of?
Yeah.
What do they do to make something?
It looks like it's a blend of biofuels specific for racing.
And the fact,
I
so
couldn't find anything about
tell
it.
you that?
Yeah,
so early on,
Looks like-
reports of this said that you only needed to modify the vehicles slightly. So this is cool that it's actually
says no
changing where
mods.
there's no mods. So that's going to be
but I don't know
interesting.
about water pumpers. You know what I mean? Air cooled only.
Right. You just put it all in there.
Yeah,
Ice, run ice.
that's all I know.
Another bit of Porsche news.
Oh boy.
So I didn't really know this, and I don't really pay attention because obviously why would I? But Porsche, there's a drive subscription service which now includes the Taycan.
Oh, so you can it's like the Volvo rental.
Yeah,
Volvo
exactly.
pulled the plug on it, though.
Yeah, well, this is so successful. Remember,
Yeah.
it's so successful. We're gonna pull the plug and look at it again.
So
Reevaluate.
Sounds successful.
if you're into it, you can get yourself a Taycan.
Yep.
Matter of fact, you can get yourself a Taycan 4S for $3,250 a month.
Just by buying it straight cash.
No, this is the rental. This is the lease, the long term, or not even lease. This is the monthly, month to month.
3,000
rental, I guess
what?
I call it. $3,250.
A month.
How many Taycans do you get?
One.
Is that insurance? Is that fuel? Is that hand jobs?
It's
Is
gotta be
that
hand jobs.
everything?
Let's see.
Those
Porsche
lease
will
payments go
also.
up from there too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I mean, that's got to be, more than a hand job for $3,000 a month. I mean, what would it cost? $100,000 cars, what?
Well, is-
$1,500 a
is that
month?
specifying if that's a 4S, it said, right? It's not even a turbo S.
Let's see. At this hefty price, it's important to remember the subscription service bundles all operating costs into one fee. That includes full insurance coverage and any maintenance, leaving subscribers responsible only for fuel in your EV. Wait a second. That doesn't make no sense.
You got to plug it in.
That's right. You have to plug it in. And obviously, Porsche offers
Do you
other
get weekly
cars.
puffy vests or something?
Multiple
Weekly
colors.
puffy Porsche vests?
They suit your wardrobe to the season.
How chapped are Porsche guys' asses that these electric Porsches are called turbos with not a turbo in sight?
So, actually, they put this thing right there.
That's a topic that we could touch on real quickly because, when Porsche
Put that right.
Yeah, get all up on there. There we go.
Bam. When Porsche used the turbo badge or the turbo, name for a trim level, and not having the designation that this car actually has a turbo and not, that really bothered me. And I'm just a little guy in this world, but I'm a big guy in a big world. But whatever. That just kind of changed the whole kind of concept, with Porsche and trim levels and things like that, where I lost a little love, for that, because, turbo shouldn't be a trim level. It should be, if a car's got a turbo, it's a turbo. That was always a thing. And you always held a turbo to a certain level because it was fast. It had this, performance thing and whatnot. And it wasn't just a badge. It was an actual, difference. And to do that with an electric vehicle with no turbo, kind of like with Audi putting the 30T. It's not a turbo, it's a supercharger.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're using those, what I would consider maybe car guy terms and making them kind of, badges or
It's just marketing
trim levels and
marketing geeks. Yeah, that.
So
Yeah, it's like when M went from motorsport to marketing.
Yeah.
In a way, it's like they sold out.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
a little bit of soul.
It's a jab at kind of the heritage.
You got it.
And you think like an enormous company like that with a marketing team behind it couldn't have come up with a word that would have then kind of become ingrained in the culture the same way Turbo did, but in the EV world.
Didn't they buy Volkswagen Audi though? And then they probably just lifted
I think
that.
it's the other way.
Volkswagen turned
Oh
around
yeah,
and
they
them
bought
right
them.
back, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That's where they got it from.
at some point they'll start to regret using turbo
I think so.
on the EV vehicles and not kind of creating their own like hype word.
I think they're regretting a lot recently.
They had the opportunity to do it, because they had the trim level.
Yeah.
They just didn't, capitalize. I think that was kind of a miss, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where was I? Porsche says the subscription price works out to approximately 20% more than a typical 2-year lease.
Sounds like more than 20% more, but God bless them.
20% more, and that's including the insurance.
Includes insurance
and maintenance.
And any maintenance.
I mean, it's only $100 a day a month.
Well, hold on. Where is it?
Yeah,
But if you
$100 a
make
day,
over
boys.
$100 an
Okay,
hour,
that's something different. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's all relative. Why have a house? You know what I mean?
If you're in the market for cars, you get some more up there if you want to buy anything. Ken Block is selling 2 Gymkhana cars and an RS200 from his personal collection.
Is he?
He
hard
is.
on his luck, or what's going on with Kenny?
So
Making space.
here's my speculation.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough
This is
space in
pure-
that giant warehouse.
Yeah.
Don't know anything. I'm just kind of seeing things play out.
Uh-oh, you
So if
talked to
he's
him?
got no,
All right,
by
sure.
no means. So he's got a handful of cars, mainly Ford and Subaru stuff that he has, right? So recently I've been keeping up to date with what Cletus McFarlane is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So Cletus is having a race this weekend where he's inviting a bunch of people there, people from across the industry. They're all going to drive Crown Vics with nitrous, I believe, except one. That one is Ryan Turek. Ryan Turek has to drive a Toyota because he's contractually obligated to not drive any other brand of car.
Wow.
So I'm curious if Ken Block is changing, perhaps signing with somebody, and it's a multi-year,
And you can't have
10 years or something, and he just can't drive them, so why keep them? Again, all speculation. I don't know shit, but that's just what I've seen recently, so I'm guessing.
That Troy thing you brought up is interesting because when they were unloading the car from the trailer, specifically for that day we were at, as soon as it came out of the trailer, they had to tape over a bunch of stuff on the car because it's an old car.
Right.
And sponsors were no longer covered. And actually, there was one of the kids, I forget what car it was being driven there, and he was talking to the kid who was driving it, and the guy was like, yeah, if you want to take it, like, have it. And he's like, I can't drive it.
Yep.
Like, I actually cannot drive the car.
Yeah, and that's
crazy. I mean, I get it. And, like, it must be really cool to kind of be in that world and realm of things, but at the same time, that's ludicrous.
It's all about, I was just going to say.
Yeah, you have to pay me a lot of dollars to tell me that I can't do something. Especially drive a certain car.
Right. Yeah. It's levels of.
But you have to respect that contract.
I think privately you can probably drive whatever, but you. It's like, but if you're a celebrity, you get spotted in it.
Paparazzi, and then it becomes a thing, and
I mean, with
fucking pop every time, man.
Yeah.
Get that pop.
See what they did to Britney Spears. They're about to do with
they're always fucking outside our, outside our facility, hanging in the bushes.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
That's why I got that Manscaped. Don't pull a Britney. You know what I mean?
It's young Ben in the bushes. So yeah, that's my speculation. It is an interesting thing, but again, we're talking probably multi-million-dollar contracts from gigantic companies, i.e. Ford, Toyota, whomever.
A dump truck full of money.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like, fuck it, I can't drive these things, so what am I going to do? Just leave him here?
Well, that's what I mean. It's just like that's what it is.
If that was me, I'd be like, put him in the corner.
Just leave him there.
But like, I don't know. Maybe for someone who has so many different things, so much stuff, he's just like,
he could have just decided,
I'm not selling the RS200. I don't care what the contract says.
Yeah.
Let's sell the other crap. RS200, that stays.
But even when he signed up with Ford, he kept all his Subaru vehicles.
Right.
No, it can't all be perfect.
Yeah. And
so
then
that leads me to believe it's Toyota.
You still think it's Toyota?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just throwing shit through a wall.
Fun fact, Veraxis in the chat just said Larry Mack has commented on the Freedom Factory event. It's your boy.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Of course he has.
He's the guy. That's
wait,
amazing.
He's commenting
on this one, on the one that.
He's the commenter.
Going to, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'll be sure to tune in.
Is Turk going to have a Toyota V8 as well? It's just going to crush everybody.
I don't know what. It's a Camry. It's a red Camry.
Okay.
I don't know how they're set up to race or whatever. But
what about that four-door thing they just took out for drifting at some event?
Oh, that's Nissan.
Was it Fosberg? Is that the dude's
Nissan,
name?
right. I believe it's Chris Fosberg.
Yeah, it's four
D1.
four-seater.
I mean FD Champ. It's Nissan Altima.
Yeah, four-seater.
That makes like 1,200 horsepower or something.
Yeah, 13 currently, and then it's going to be making more. And it was just a ball of smoke.
It's absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It just moved in a ball of smoke.
Hold on, boys. Buying an Altima.
Yeah.
This one's a bit different. I don't know if they have that model sitting there.
Yeah.
That's the Nismo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We got a picture of it on the thing.
I
it's
gotta
looking
say,
very tight.
I mean, having an intern who's just so on the spot.
I mean, it shows if you can throw limitless money at anything, you can make it look good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Sure, that's an Ultima powertrain, right?
Once,
God, with those two top mount turbos.
Yeah,
totally.
That's how they usually look.
Yeah,
that's a tube chassis,
OEM,
top mount turbos.
Yeah. What is it? It's a GTR inside.
Yeah, it's got to be a VQ.
Okay,
3 million.
I thought it was just a V8 with some turbos
Straight
on
pipe.
it. But so what does it say right there? Middle paragraph below those two photos. Scroll down just a little bit. Okay, so
there we go.
Oh, perfect. R35 in an instance it produces 1,000 horsepower, although it's claimed that this can it can wound up as much as 2,000.
It's a full bolt-on R35 motor.
Yeah.
It's got downpipes, makes 1,200 horsepower.
Wow.
It
was cool. It was cool to see, though. I know actually there was some FCP guys out at this particular event.
Yeah, I don't even know what the event was.
Big shout to FCP.
Something drift related, I believe.
Debuting is like a Grid Life. Willow Springs.
Grid Life.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's Grid Life event.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else for news?
No, all I got is videos from here on out.
Okay, what do you got for videos?
Oh, you fuck.
Do it again. Do it again.
Is that going through? No, it's just my iPad being loud.
Yeah, give it one more time.
I just gonna caress her.
Zen it.
Time for a video. There we go.
There we go.
The only one I really saw, I saw this Hoonigan autofocus with your boy Juan Carlos. Speaking of Florida, it's a man in Florida who owns a used car dealership, and literally just everything he's raising cool, he's kept forever.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much like he bought his whole neighborhood and just keeps cars in all the houses.
Sounds like a grand slam.
It's a grand slam. This guy stole all the bases. He's sliding the home plate right now.
Knocking that idea out of the park.
They've gone to Juan Carlos's house before, but it's just like he's got everything. He's got everything. It's like he's got like pop-up tents outside. What's it? Oh, it's an E33 M3 S52 supercharged. Just because he likes it better. Every single car is modified, and it's literally like, it's not like he has a mega garage. He does in some points, but a lot of them are like, here's a 3-bay garage. Okay, well, it's a new Ford GT40, The second gen one, and right there is a Saleen S7. It's just like, what? So this dude, he's a fucking awesome car, dude. Everything's modified. It's Larry Chen's Hoonigan Autofocus. 2 parts on the Instant right now.
2 parts that are like 45 minutes a piece, too. So
yeah, one's 45, one's a little less, but it's just like, this dude's a real deal car dude, and he's just like, I don't give a shit. I just like to make. He's like, E30 M3's not fast. Put an S52 and a blower in it, all better. No shit, huh? So yeah, really, really cool. Everything's done to the nines, and this dude's just like hustles used cars from his place. Then like at the second one, they go to his place, and Larry Chen's like, "Oh man, NSX sick. What do you want for this?" He's like, "Oh no, that's mine." And then it's like there's another car. It's like, "No, that one's mine too." I'm like, honestly, I really don't sell anything. And he's got a bunch of like randos. Hit this Vets for sale if you want that.
Yeah, you can have that.
There's like a Lamborghini Performante. It's like, yeah, you can. I don't want that. So, very, very cool video. A lot of cool cars. That's kind of all I watched.
We put out a new video.
Yeah, so we have a video.
I didn't watch it.
We put out a new vlog of us taking a little trip to the Lock City Drift event last weekend.
Yeah, that was a great vlog. I got to give you my footage from this week.
Yes, you do. Before we forget,
I'll go get it right now.
I gotta give you mine as well, actually.
Oh, sweet. We got a bunch of footy.
Yeah, mine's in the car though, so I gotta get it later.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, that means we get another video coming out soon.
I watched I watched both this first set. The one you guys talked about last week, ended up turning it off.
Oh, did you really?
The truck one?
No,
it was the Taycan
the
versus
Taycan one.
Oh yeah, it got rough.
Yeah, this one though, this week, really, really cool.
Wait, what is this week's?
This week is
Man's was this?
actually some BMX dude who I have no idea who it is, but Coco something or other.
All right.
Coco
I don't know.
Chanel?
Apparently, he's a big deal.
Huh. Okay.
But he's
that
got
new gen.
Is it that guy that dresses like a lady singer that I don't know? That guy?
No,
what?
Not that guy.
What was that guy's name?
Jeffree Star.
Jeffree Star.
Oh,
Big shout.
no,
Thanks
not
for
Jeffree
listening.
He's got a rear-wheel drive R35, and then he's got a bike suction cup to the root to the top of it.
I did see the thumbnail for that.
And then versus what isn't really a Camaro, but is bodied as a Camaro.
Yeah,
bodied.
And,
does it get into why that dude just made it rear-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know what you felt about the other one that you turned off.
I turned it off. Yeah.
Okay.
It had Larry Mack in it.
Yeah. No, it was just like
lot of doucheisms going on.
I just didn't need it.
Right.
I just didn't need it.
Oh,
I've enjoyed
That's for your troubles.
Thanks,
literally every single other video they've done of it.
Yeah, that one's tough.
This one just wasn't
It was
for me.
tough to get through.
However, this one here, it is so close. All 3 races. It's good. Great personalities.
Yeah.
Which is like important because when you're filming this thing, it's this person's kind of a bump on a lot.
Which is important. See the one before. Figure that out.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. It was way closer than a lot of the ones they've been doing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like it. By the skin of the teeth.
Yeah.
The old skin of the teeth. Yeah.
Well, it's when you're on up to bat, it's bottom of the ninth.
This one was just from a roll, not from a dig. So like,
okay,
it really got saucy.
Yeah. Getting a little loose.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's going to bring us to our
I saw another video. Hold on.
main discussion.
Yeah, what do you got here,
after his video?
There's one other video. It was another Hoonigan video, but I've just been like all over these. It's another car thing. Oh, there's one called The World's Greatest Modded Car Dealership, RMC Miami. It was really interesting. Really interesting, crazy modified shit. It really didn't seem like, did you see that one? It didn't seem like those guys sold anything.
Real Muscle Car is where
they had a bunch of like DP cars.
They sell some stuff. They actually are pretty well known in the Porsche kind of.
That's what I figured.
Culture, I would say like younger Porsche culture. They sell some pretty rad stuff.
Real Muscle Car is where the Polar Silver car came from.
Is that what they are? Real muscle cars?
Yeah.
That's where that car came from?
That's where the Polar Silver car.
Now I get it.
Yeah, that's where that one came from.
Yeah, that cool dealership, man. Talk about wild shit. Like the 935 stuff they have and a ton of rotary stuff, like 3-rotor cars. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. RWBs, like old ones.
You see a lot. Contribution Chris will show me all these cars pop up for auction in Japan, and then 2 or 3 months later,
They got 'em.
Real Muscle Car is selling them.
Huh.
So like they're
They have
always
some
on
pretty-
it.
And
pretty deep contact.
they said they were like, I like Japanese style cars, like the way Japanese style cars specifically. That's why I choose to buy. I can buy cars from anywhere in the world, and I choose to buy them from Japan.
Yeah.
And that's cool as shit, honestly. I mean, the Japanese stuff's wild. I know from the stuff I've seen imported, especially some of the shadier imported stuff, you buy them in some of the mods and wiring stuff, like, holy shit, I'm going to have to spend a lot of time with this car. But the style truly can't be fucked with. I mean, it's really cool stuff, especially what they do with the Porsche stuff. I mean, that's where a lot of that weird, crazy shit comes from.
They have really good taste, good styles, good colors.
Yeah.
There was a Porsche dealership in Japan back in the day. Mizwa, I believe, is the name, and they import all the the right-hand cars, right-hand drive cars, and so forth. A lot of those cars are the Mexico Blues, the Ruby Stones, the RS models, and stuff like that you see that come here that are right-hand drive. They're noted with a little sticker in the back window and stuff. But
that's like the Giannissi stuff that came on all the Mercedes.
Really cool stuff. Man.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the place is cool. I suggest watching the video. They're having like an open house. It's also nice because it's in Florida. It was like a week ago, and it's an open house. Just everybody's there. The only person wearing a mask is Larry Chen. It's amazing.
Like Cletus, he's in Florida.
Yeah.
I know Adam Zelzi's whole outfit is in Florida.
Yep.
There's a bunch of other guys. They're all based out of Florida. I can see why, because you go down there, do whatever the fuck you want with cars.
Yeah, there's no emission. I've talked to a couple people that have cars down there or buying like catless systems and things. And I'm like, dude, we don't have emission. There's no inspection.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you just do whatever the fuck you want down there.
Pretty cool wimps we are up here. Jesus, Florida. Let's get it done. All right, you want to do some main topic? You want to play my favorite sound?
I'll play your favorite sound.
Play it.
Let me. It's the main topic. Main topic.
Exactly. The last one's a hitter.
Main topic. So this week our main topic is Butzi, also known as Dave Esposito. So we're going to talk about your shop, how you started the shop, where you kind of came from, and kind of get into it from there. So
cool.
to really just start at the very beginning, how did you find yourself working on Porsches?
So it's kind of a long story. It goes way back. Basically, got into cars with my dad. All started with a GTI, and that kind of started all for us. A 8-valve GTI, Tornado Red, cruising around. Nobody was really into kind of, I don't want to say nobody, but the car culture was very different in 1988. You know what I mean? There was you flash the high beams at a guy, maybe you got a wave when you're going one way and the other, and you both had quad round grills or whatever, and it was just way different. But no internet, couldn't Google stuff. Ordering parts out of VW Porsche magazine with the mail-in, type of I went like this. It wasn't on a computer. Mailing in,
you wrote it on the little card and mailed it in.
The old number 2 pencil
things and whatever, and all that kind of stuff. But basically, fast forward, just a lot of passion and things. Just and my life really just kind of revolved around kind of time with my dad and messing with cars. And my uncle is a mechanic. He's got a really successful shop in Connecticut. Handing him tools and whatnot, and then we kind of fast forward, and I always had kind of this dream of just having my own shop, doing it kind of how I was kind of taught with my uncle, just kind of old school. You do it right. If it's not right, you take it apart, you do it again. You know what I mean? And just really prep and do it to the T's. And that's your passion. That's your signature is everything that you're doing. And always had a passion for Porsche. Never could afford one. My dad, hardworking guy, has the means, but was, just old school Italian, and you don't spend your money, you save it, And so it was always, we're going to get one day and whatever. In, I believe it was 2012, I actually bought my turbo. I have a 996 turbo. And that kind of started the whole, real passion, I think for myself with Porsche. I had worked on Porsche and worked with my uncle, doing service and so forth. But in that time, I was really modifying and playing with GTIs and Audis and things like that. And fast forward into Porsche, basically got my turbo, started really playing with that. People started to kind of notice what I was doing with the car. And just kind of snowball from there. I had a failure. I had a head gasket failure at almost 200 miles an hour on, 91, which, kind of.
Excuse me. Hold on. Yeah, let's
91 in Mexico.
Yeah,
Mexico. Yeah, of course. That's a tough road. Lots of uphill.
Yeah. It was uphill.
Yeah.
Looked like the space shuttle taking off had an issue. Had a head gasket issue.
At nearly 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was a problem. Had that kind of ball sink, stomach feeling like, holy shit, what's happening here?
That was a code brown.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
pulled it over and ended up taking the car apart, had some problems. And that kind of prompted the whole, kind of do it my way, build it better, and just kind of, source the best parts. And in that build, it's funny because that build isn't even complete yet, which is kind of like like maybe a silent joke or something amongst people or whatever, but the car sits, but I built the business instead of the car. And I think, with failure, I think to me, it's just kind of like full circle that, I took something, I say when, life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I say make race gas. So, the whole idea of building that car turned into building all these other cars and servicing and doing all the things that we do at the shop.
Yep.
I guess it's not really a short story. But
No, it's fine.
We're here for the long ones.
Yeah.
Cool. So
We got plenty of time.
So from that, started to kind of, put that together and put other things together for other people and just really started to build a business. But I was working on one car at a time. It was I had a day job, it was different. Still working with my uncle and so forth and kind of doing Butzi gear at night. And kind of car at a time and things like that, putting parts packages together for people and just trying to give them, the best of the best that I kind of, put together and know works. And then I told my uncle, it was kind of weird. I said, hey, I think I'm going to get my own space and kind of, do my own thing. And it was kind of, I didn't want to slap him in the face or anything like that. I have a lot of respect for my uncle, and he didn't take it that way. He's actually very proud of me. But I needed my own space, things that I had in doing engine dropouts and reseals and things like that.
Yep.
Was taking space at his shop. And
It
I'm
just
like,
naturally progressed.
this is just, we got to do this a little differently. So that's where that kind of started. And Butzi Gear was born. And I've had a couple of shop spaces that, every time has been kind of a progression in what I've always wanted it to look like, wanted it to be like, wanted it to feel like.
Yep.
And then this dude over here to the right came into the picture, Luke Armshaw here. I don't know if you guys can see him or what, but, he came in, and to say that, everybody was always like, you need a guy, you got to get stuff done. You got to progress. You need a guy, you got to find somebody. And it's like, I don't need a guy. I need somebody. I need me.
Right.
But
Doubled.
maybe even better, and that has the same passion. It's very hard.
Yep.
You guys are passionate guys, and you came together and you're building something, you're doing something, and the passion is there. It's hard to find that, I feel like, in the automotive world when
you have a lot of staunchy mechanics out there that it's a job.
Very easy to butt heads.
Yeah. It's just it's a 9 to 5 in some instances.
You got
and
it.
there's-
It's like, hey, when's 5 o'clock? I want to bounce. I want to go work on my own stuff or whatever it is. I got a
Right.
family.
It's like an 8 to 12, all night type
this is
shit.
like 8 to 8.
Yeah,
It's like,
keep going, man.
For the past 10 years, but but we just, I'll never forget the day he came by. We have a mutual friend that said, hey, you got to meet my buddy. And I'm like, all right, I got to meet this guy, right? Because he's a guy. I didn't know the guy.
Right.
He's, he does everything and this and that. And he showed up one day. I was working on a 997 turbo, and he put his backpack down, and we worked like the whole day. We didn't really even talk that much. We just were like, just almost like ballet, man. And we just did this work on this car. And then I'm like, you want to come by tomorrow? Like, and he had a day job. He was working as a technician at a Porsche dealership. So, that's when things really kind of progressed, much quicker, is because we were able to do more, and I was able to, still work on cars, but now it's, I'm kind of progressing into, really kind of running and growing the business.
I was just going to say, there's different terms we use in my day job. And for me, there's many different things happening at once.
Yeah.
And the two different terms is on the business or in the business.
Yes.
And a lot of times with me, I'm in the business instead of working on it.
Yes.
And that's something that when you have another person
Yes.
who you don't have to think about, and that relationship just clicks. Correct. And that's how I feel about everything here with a lot of with myself and these two, as well as now Shook over there. It just kind of works. And it just, when those things make sense, you don't question it. Just holy shit, here we are.
There's never, for us now, it's really, we know that our product is really the craftsmanship that comes out of the shop. We have some products that we machine and that we're fabricating and things like that. But our real product is the man hours that go into these cars, and, trying to keep everybody tended to via email and text and all the different platforms and whatever.
It's a Porsche.
It's a Porsche.
There's a difference to it. It's not changing the oil in a Camry.
Correct.
You're gonna get Porsche guys.
You got it.
Porsche guys.
So
very passionate.
Yes,
Very passionate.
exactly.
Very
right.
passionate.
Yeah, not
like an
negative.
Italian
Just
built car. Filled with passion.
Yeah, not negative. Just lots of passion.
Lots of passion.
That's it.
Sometimes shooting out of their vest.
You got it. Yeah, and their eyes.
What kind of air's in these tires?
It's kind of crazy, man. I mean, our client base, they're incredibly passionate guys. OCD in nature, same. I think that's why we all really get along very well, because we're after really the best for the car, and they realize that, we realize that, and
I was going to say, it seems like your mentality and drive fit the brand.
Yes.
It just, again, it's very hands-on when it comes to Porsche stuff. It's unique. It's not the everyday stuff. So you need, again, people like yourselves that are just, the Porsche person can go in and go, all right, these guys get it. I trust these guys.
Correct. So, our clientele, I just want to touch upon it quickly. We're fortunate to have the people that support us, our repeat customers, and then it's really just referral. I mean, I do a lot on social media. Everything is literally shot through my phone.
Yep.
It's as we see it. We'll call out some things that we see on the day-to-day and just try to literally just, bring people in to see what we're doing, not in like a go live type of way. And I've thought about doing, doing that kind of stuff, but it's more just, hey, we took this part out of a car, it's screwed up, this is what it looks like, this is how we're going to put it in and make it better. And then we, take it for a test drive or something and try to, give that experience to the people that are kind of onlooking.
The explanation that you guys put up on a handful of things, I'm always fascinated by them. Whether it be, I don't know, different bushings and stuff in the shift linkage, I think you guys have posted a handful of times, all that sort of stuff. Obviously we're into cars, so it's going to appeal to me anyway.
Sure.
But again, it's stuff I don't, for lack of a better term, care about, have no personal need for. However, it's interesting enough and entertaining enough.
Right.
And you kind of bring people along the journey, if you will, in explanation. You're covering or checking a lot of boxes off with just a few minute long video, showing the explanation of, hey, here's kind of some of the engineering and how we can improve or fix that from there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's quite that sort of stuff and that approach that you're taking, I think is perfect.
Yeah, I gotta say, this guy Dave tooted my horn. So this guy here has a natural talent for that. He just has a way of being able to put a light on something and showing it in a way that people are like, wow, I never freaking realized that.
And if you I was gonna say, and if you take the extra few minutes and actually explain it to somebody. Instead of, push button, get banana. It just
this guy rolled up. He's rolling out of the house. I just got to touch on this. I'm a quirky dude, but this guy's rolling out of the house, and I'm like, looking at him leave the house, and he's got a banana in his hand, and I'm just kind of like, is this dude really bringing a banana for the ride?
Zach, I was gonna say, it was pretty funny. Zach D in particular, he was eating it here because I happened to glance over. I'm like, where did that banana come from?
He goes, I don't know how long the ride was gonna be.
Get the fuck out of here! Did you say that?
Yeah, that's
Been
exactly
here
what you
multiple
said.
times.
It was raining. Didn't know how long the ride was gonna be.
Fair enough.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, you never know.
Hey, can you bring up Butzi's Instagram on there so we can take a look at it kind of while we're chatting?
You sure can.
So real
He's
quick,
gonna go, how do you spell that?
UTZI.
How can you explain the name?
So Butzi, this is another one of those kind of life moments. So I never really intended Butzi Gear to be, I don't want to say I didn't intend it to be a shop, because it was always a shop, but it was really to be gear for your Butzi. So I named my Porsche Butzi. My 996 Turbo is Butzi.
Yep.
Because the day that I bought my car, Ferdinand Porsche, his middle name or his nickname really was Butzi.
Okay.
Which means like buddy in German.
Yeah.
And so he died the day that I bought my Turbo. And that was kind of like this like full circle like life thing that I was like, wait a second. The day that I actually buy a 911 Turbo,
right,
the man that, drew the car passes away. And I said, all right, that's kind of nuts. So I named my car Butzi. And then I was just, putting together these gear packages, really, parts packages and things like that in Butzi Gear. And I was like, Butzi Gear, that's what I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
And that it just
clicked.
It just kind of did it. And it's funny because there's a lot of people that don't know what Butzi is or who he was or what, and they don't pull it out of the name, and really understand it. And then I get people that are like, wow, the name is genius, know, and they really get it. And it's just kind of funny to see what it is, but it really just kind of became, Butzi Gear in one word is the brand, and that's what we have on our hats or stickers and things like that.
Yeah.
The LLC is Butzi Space Gear, but it's Butzi Gear. It's, gear for your Butzi and
Get your butts in gear.
get your butts in gear.
Butts in gear.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Get your butts in gear. So, that basically is the genesis of the name Butzi Gear.
The hell of a foundation to build off
It
of.
is. It's
awesome.
Some big shoes, man.
Yeah.
Some
It's-
big shoes to fit.
but it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes perfect sense.
It does.
Now, at the time, I'm sure it was kind of a leap of faith
Yeah.
of just like, all right,
Yeah,
here
it's
we
like,
go.
Nobody's gonna even be able to pronounce this thing, but let's go for it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
So you opened was there a point where you were like, all right, you talked to your uncle and you were,
Yeah, so I basically I had talked to my uncle. I said, I really need space, and I think I'm going to end up getting my own, my own dedicated space. And I ended up getting it was like a 25. It's basically what we're in now is a 2,500 square foot shop in on the Bridgeport Stratford line, which was like 10 minutes from my house. Made sense. And I towed a couple of my cars there. It was a nice, glorified garage.
Yeah.
When I started, basically, and then just really kind of just started to just, I don't want to say advertise, but just hey, listen, I got a little space, this and that. I'm apart from my uncle and things, and just basically kind of just started to build the business, literally on my knees. I didn't have a lift or any of that kind of stuff, just normal tools and whatever, and took just knowledge and experience and surrounded myself with some good people and just kind of started building the business.
it seems like you had a lot of word of mouth customers almost from the get, just because of being in the scene.
I think from my time in Volkswagen and Audi and just being an enthusiast, showing my GTIs and things like that through Waterfests and H2Os and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think people have always had a perception that the work that I do or that I've always done has been good work, and it's just like clean, honest work and just kind of putting together some good cars. And then that just kind of translated or, kind of transcended into Porsche, and, it's just kind of how we do it. I mean, we don't, I'm going to say we don't fuck around. Like we build legit and the word build, everything is, we're not tube framing Porsches and
right.
Putting 2Js in them. Like, it's not what we do, but we do projects and anything that, engine out service on these cars, and not just service, but taking it down, what we call flat, basically everything off the engine, sometimes opening engines, and we do engines in-house, transmissions in-house. So that to me is building a car. I mean, if you're taking the whole damn thing apart and putting it back together, in some cases better than they were when they, or most cases putting them, back together better than they were when they came in, that takes a lot of, time and effort and just, patience. I mean,
skill, experience, but mostly blood and sweat and tears. Yeah.
So,
it seems, is it safe to say Porsche is a finicky brand? In other words, not the brand itself, but the motors in particular. They're going to have their they're known things. They're quirks.
Sure.
You have to know it.
Sure.
You can't
every manufacturer.
Yeah.
It's funny now. After going through so many, whether it's a 911, a Carrera SC, up to into 964, 993, 996 Turbo, and then GT3 models and all that stuff, and by their denomination, by their years, 996, 993, those generations. We almost know now, and it's funny because I used to think about my uncle. My uncle is a Subaru specialist and Volvo specialist, and he would see a car come in and just kind of like look at it and know what the customer was going to say. You know what I mean? I was like, how's this guy doing this? Like he's like very in touch with what's going on.
Yeah.
And now we're at the point where, I'll get a call from somebody with a Carrera and SC and they're talking about X, Y, and Z. And I go, I have a pretty good idea what's going on. Why don't you bring it in? We'll set you up with an appointment, bring it in. We'll take a look at it. And sure enough, I can test drive the car before even putting it up and almost verify. The verification is when we put it up and pinpoint that what we thought was the problem is the problem. But these cars, they're starting to now, have what we call 964 problems or 993 problems or 996 turbo problems. And they're not really problems. It's everything is worn.
I was just gonna,
they're older cars, 30-year-old rubber and seals.
Is it a result of not mileage but time?
Time.
Yeah,
it's really time. We have cars that are 20,000 mile car that'll have the same kind of things going on as a 110,000 mile car.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
So you've recently, or I don't know for sure, but have you officially moved to a new shop?
No, so we haven't moved yet. I closed on the building in September. Much like all these house shows or whatever that you see where people get into house or building projects and whatnot. And we're not really building a lot in the building, but it was a lot of cleanup. I totally underestimated the amount of time that it would take to really, get cleaned up and get it to the point that we can actually start moving lifts and tools and cars and things like that in. But we're getting very close now. I would say a good month and a half to 2 months out. Floors were one of the last things that we really needed to get done. And that's happening next week. So, once that's kind of done, we can start, organizing and start
game plan to
move.
move.
Like moving.
Yeah. So
all while still operating.
That's what I was just going to ask is you're going into a bigger facility.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
And you're going to have more room for customers. So are you going to do you have to kind of tell the customers that you have currently all right, a couple weeks away here, we're going to have to either take your stuff back or move it over. I know you store cars as well.
We have dedicated space for storage. But we haven't really stopped taking anything. And I know Luke kind of sometimes looks at me funny, like, dude, another car. But, I'll be honest, man, self-employed, building a business, it's hard to tell people no.
Right, exactly,
And that's difficult. That's always been difficult for me. I look at Luke and I'm like, listen, I don't want to say I took Luke. Luke chose to come over, and that's a big responsibility on my end. You know, you got somebody's career and life and livelihood in your hands.
Yep.
And that was big for me, man. I don't come from big dollars or investors or anything. It's all literally, built by our hands and what we do. But I don't even know where I was going with this. I got on a tangent. I'm all teary-eyed over here talking about you.
No, it's a lot.
But moving into the space. So basically, with this storage space, we have some work stacked up. I always feel good when I have some work stacked up because my fear is, one day, knock on wood, that that we just don't have anything to do, which has never really been the case. But even with COVID,
I was just going to say there are unforeseen circumstances that are beyond our control in particular that could unfortunately bite you in the ass.
Correct.
And that's,
that was big when we saw businesses around us and friends of ours who have restaurants and, small businesses and things. And even, my uncle with his general repair shop, they caught it hard. And, with the restaurant industry having to shut down and not even being able to open a door or to even do takeout for that time that they were literally just shut down. that hit me hard, man, because I was like, if we can't go to work, like if they're telling me we can't even go to work,
right?
But we're I guess blessed in the fact that we're essential. Being in I guess a repair industry,
a mechanic, right?
Mechanical industry.
Yeah.
We were able to still, go in, and we shut the door. We weren't taking new customers, but we had some, like we always do, projects in the shop, and whether it was engines or we pretty much completed a 964 project for a really good customer in Massachusetts. And it kind of afforded us some time to really dedicate to those things because, the way the shop works, we have longer term projects, engines and things like that. It's two dudes, trying to do really good work, and all that stuff takes time. But we also have the in and out. I have a customer that calls and needs tires and a service or whatever. You want to take care of everybody you can. So we have the in and out stuff, and we slowed the in and out stuff down. We didn't want a lot of people coming in and out just because we didn't know, what was going on.
Not exactly sure.
And just kind of, hit it on some projects. But we were fortunate to be busy. Parts sales and stuff like that went up. I mean, we do sell parts. Like I said, we do parts packages and whatnot.
Well, actually, speaking of that, the rough stuff. Or is it rough or roof? Roof. Okay, roof.
Yeah, raise the roof.
So that's a recent.
We get rough stuff too.
Yeah, we get a lot of rough stuff, and we try to throw some roof stuff at it.
So that's a big get. How did that come
that's
about?
Big. So I've always, not always, but I was a roof partner in the sense of we were a reseller through a North American distributor, and in business for me, I like to have, I'm not a control freak, but I like to have control and really know what's going on with stuff. COVID kind of showed me that you kind of really need that, with parts delays and things like that, and getting timelines and that stuff. And it's very difficult to do that when you're going through distributors and things like that. And so I was also kind of getting, messed up with the exchange rate and stuff because I was going through a company in Canada, which they've been great, and I still actually do use them to get parts and things like that. But a little dream was always to be direct with roof. I mean, it's kind of cool to be able to call Germany and say, hey, listen, we want X, Y, and Z for a 964 turbo or whatever. And so I shot a couple of emails out, and it took a little bit of communications back and forth. And so now we are a roof authorized dealer. We import parts, whether it's, front lips, 964 front lips is like a big seller. It's, it's a really nice piece, understated and kind of, a pretty, cost effective part. It's like $500 or something like that. But then we also have access to their full performance packages with whether it's engine build parts or turbos and all that kind of stuff. So, there's companies that build roof automobiles here, packages and turbo R conversions and things like that. Yeah. And so we have the ability to do that stuff now. We always had the ability, but to now be direct and say, hey, what's the ETA on these parts? And
there's
that
no
kind of stuff.
no middleman to have to deal with.
It's direct. And they're awesome. Just in the it's only been a couple of weeks that we've been direct with them, but I've gone back and forth with our sales manager, and just a very nice, genuine kind of guy, very enthusiastic, willing to help, very prompt with, response and stuff like that. And that's the kind of stuff that we really wanted, in a relationship with somebody that's supplying, stuff for our clients.
So
you ever get to talk to our lawyers, Roof?
I did not talk directly.
You ring them up, be like, hey, throw this guy on the phone.
We do have a local friend, whose grandfather actually sold a car to Roof himself. And so he's always trying to make something happen and say, hey, you really got to go over there and, have a dinner or something with him or something like that. So if that could ever happen, I mean,
that'd be awesome.
I have a heart attack and not work on Porsches anymore, but it'd be pretty cool to be a part of something like that. Or at least tour the facility. I mean, they sent us work shirts, and that was like a huge thing. Like I handed Luke his, and I took mine. I'm like, this is pretty cool, man. This is from the motherland. This is like what the roof
right
employees are working in, and I'm like, yeah, we can wear this once in a while.
Special projects.
days,
like, I don't even want to touch the shirt, you know.
You want to frame it and hang it from the
That's
rafters.
cool. That's it. Might have to go in a frame or something.
Yeah,
But
it's like a retirement jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
So what are some of the big projects you're working on now? Obviously the move coming up, but
the shop is really kind of forefront right now, but obviously, we still have daily work. We're trying to put the final wrap on a 964. That's been a pretty long-term project. Just it's evolved. It went from a really good client that basically is like, Dave, I want you to build me something special, and he guided, gave guidance to what he was looking for, but really gave me kind of creative freedom, and it's like, if you were building a 964, like this is your shot, like what would you do? And he's very motorsport, kind of driven but clean, OEM plus, not like straight track car. So that car basically, it's a mix between, I would say, like Carrera Cup. It's a 964 Carrera Cup, and what I would consider a twist with like a GT3 RS type of feel. So the interior has, leathers and suedes and deviated stitching and stuff like that, but all the sound deadening has been removed. So it is carpeted, but underneath the carpet, we had to use some foam fillers that Luke literally whittled out of foam to make everything nice and smooth and, not look wrinkled and like
lumpy
in a
or
car that doesn't have, sound deadening. But the rest of the chassis, it's all monoball, control arm bushings and everything else is monoball upper mounts, and it's on, coilovers and all that kind of stuff. BBS wheels is kind of, you already know, BBS by Butzi. It's got to happen.
Yeah.
But that's another car that we developed, our GT3 system, for the center exit for the air-cooled cars, all Cerakoted, pretty stuff, streamlined engine bay, smooth and deleted type of stuff like we were doing in VR days and that kind of stuff, bringing it into the Porsche world. And, everything is painted, powder coated, not really, I don't think there's much polished on that car, but it's
finished.
Just a really nice, we call it the raw find, 964 raw find project, because it's raw yet refined.
You get pictures of it up on the Instagram?
Yeah, I do. It's a blue 964 with some gold BBSs.
Yeah.
If you keep, it's gonna be a little bit.
Look at Zach over there taking the wheel.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Schick doesn't know
actually,
what to do.
speaking as we were scrolling through, they can keep scrolling, but I just
There's my wife.
saw Ben's 964.
So that's the nose of it right there. But you can
There's
keep,
the nose.
If you keep going.
Give me a little scroll.
It's like
We're seeing a dark blue.
It's like a tease. It's midnight blue metallic.
Ooh.
Probably one of my favorite
911
colors.
front.
I've looked at that car for a long time now, and it's going to be kind of crazy when it's gone. I know Mike, the owner, is going to. It's right there to the.
Oh, there she is.
He's going to really appreciate getting it back.
Man,
But,
she sits pretty.
Man.
That car, as good as it may look and it strikes you, when you drive that car, it's just like,
It's the whole. It's
that's
the
what
whole
a 964
package.
should be.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And you could say that, whatever, but you got to drive the car.
You got to experience it.
Yeah.
That car's an experience.
There's not much better than
So
that.
it's got Recaro pole position, not pole position, pole position seats. And
Those are big valve heads in there.
big
So
valve
the motor
heads.
was kinda
Yeah.
dumb.
3.6 big valve heads. It's still a 3.6. Everybody jumps to 3.8. 3.8s are great. 4 liters better, but that car rips, man. Lightweight flywheel. You know, just
the whole overall
tuning
experience.
and exhaust catless. GT3 center exit.
Is that one of your favorite projects so far?
I think so. I mean, that, and we have another customer with a white, what's called the Raw 993, which is actually for sale at the moment.
Is that the one?
It's a badass.
Is that the one?
white 993.
I think I seen somebody complaining about, oh, you're driving it like that. It's not going to last long. Or somebody made a stupid
online,
comment.
There was a guy that
Lovely
was like trying
internet.
to rip us apart on the car.
You want that on your show.
Oh
Yeah.
if you can.
There's always some jerk out
Yeah,
there.
we can't plumb it in, but
Oh, okay. Got it.
He can drop the link in here as well, so anyone in the
drop
chat room can
link.
check it out.
That's pretty solid. That's
I wonder if
pretty
I could
solid
plumb it
little
in.
video.
I'll see if I can pull it in. I got Instagram.
It doesn't sound like any. Well, it doesn't sound like most of the other Porsches that you may have heard. Let's put it that way. It just sounds pretty badass, but totally streetable, but also rippable.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what we do.
The big drivability.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yep. You could technically take your significant other to dinner in it, but then you could also go romp on it at a track. Or,
I was going to say which you guys
as a man does.
We do.
You do get down on some track days in particular. You got anything planned for this year?
So yeah, this year actually, I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
But we, I don't want to say we partnered. I don't know how to really put it, but there's some workings with a good automotive insurer.
Okay.
That we're working with. We have a good contact. One of our customers, again, with the support, got us in contact with one of the guys there, and we'll be doing some stuff with Lime Rock. We always do some stuff with Palmer through another buddy of ours who has his own kind of private events or racing events type of thing, and he includes us and gives us some slots and things.
Yep.
And that kind of got us. Can I shout out?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So it's Rob Orlando is his name.
Okay.
And he, I don't even know how I came across Rob. I believe I was introduced by our buddy Luke Rodriguez, who just picked up a 720S that I've been posting some photos because we're going to be doing some McLaren stuff. So,
oh, geez,
it's pretty exciting stuff. But Rob Orlando, shout out to him and his group. He actually got us into Palmer with some dedicated spots for our guys, and always has been kind of like inviting us. And he got us into Monticello last year for a track day, which was epic because they don't really open up to, I don't want to say to public, but to even groups. He has a really good working relationship with them. I mean that's. I just want to give him a shout out.
You boys trying to hear this thing?
Yeah,
is this the one right here?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
This one.
That's the jammy. The video doesn't make this.
Still.
Yeah, that brings it.
Yeah, that's a visceral car. I think a lot of people use the term like
that works very well actually,
and visceral.
Yeah, brutal.
Brutal. I mean, that thing is just badass.
So
the best way I kind of put it.
One thing that I thought is awesome on these track days, you have a bunch of your customers like that car in there that we just heard, but you're out there getting it with a Mark III VR.
Pull that up too. I got no shame talking about my
No,
VR.
it's awesome. It's awesome.
I'm
mean,
smiling right now. I don't know if you can see it.
No,
That's my favorite car. If you can plumb that, go down a little bit, down, and to the I think it might be your right, other way. And there's my VR doing a flyby. If you can plumb that bad boy in there.
Actually, Chuck can probably bring that up on his phone.
It was south of that last video.
But it's going to be a little bit further down.
This guy right here?
It's a really clean,
So you get a
clean
flyby
example
somewhere?
he's got of that car.
Yeah, it's are those still Tornado Red?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Tornado Red Mark III GTI VR6. How many miles on it?
Oh, there she is.
Just turned, I believe, 97,000, 98,000. Honestly, I have a few cars. I don't really, I don't remember that.
You guys ready for
maybe
the flyby?
87 or 88,000? I think.
Yeah, give us a taste of the old
hold on to
flyby
your
at the
dicks.
track. Such an unforgettable sound that
Nicely
shift.
done.
That
Nicely done.
Yeah.
I actually just got a text
sick.
from someone who's listening right now.
Yeah.
Named Scott Norton.
Oh, not him.
Scott. And while we were on the topics of Volkswagens briefly, he wanted to know if your Vortex signature back in the day said First small bumper Mark II GTI with
G60 flares and a 16 valve deep front spoiler. Don't
Oh,
forget it.
yeah.
Because then I see all these guys overseas. You know, overseas usually brings it first. That happened in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Norwalk, Connecticut was the OG. Yeah.
Suck
So
it,
you
Europe.
know.
Yeah.
I still have those flares and that front lip and that car in 20,000 pieces, but I still got it.
As you still got it.
Dude,
That's all that
Scott with the
matters.
deep cut.
Yeah.
You
That
st-
deep.
you still got it, and your
form
signature
cut.
proved
That's
it.
it. That's it.
That's
So,
sick.
Clearly, well, actually, how long have you had that Mark III?
So my Mark III I bought in I think it was 2001. I think it was 21. And I sold the car. When did I sell it? When did I sell that thing? Like 18, something like that.
Oh man,
I think I sold it in like 18, like an idiot, and then I bought it back. And so now I still have.
did
the
it just
car.
go to one person
So
and then?
it went to two people. Another enthusiast. He sold, or I believe he traded it for a car that he had sold to the guy that had bought my car.
Yeah.
So he traded to get his car back, and this other guy got my car.
Yeah.
So everybody made a mistake.
Yeah, everybody
yeah.
made mistakes
decisions all
and
around.
bad regrets. I remember that when I sold that car and he drove away, and I had never really heard my car from outside.
Yeah.
I was driving it and didn't
Yeah.
really let a lot of people drive the car. I knew I made a mistake, man, because
You just go chasing him down the street waving, like, hold on.
Straight, stainless exhaust, and he goes driving away, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss that. And I just had a lot of, time, like just life in that car. I drove that car, when I went to school, I drove it to Fairfield U, for night classes and stuff like that, and like used to show it. That was the car I showed the car at in Maryland, H2O and stuff like that.
Yep.
A lot of Waterfests. I actually won Waterfest one year. I think it was like 2003 or something like that. Mark
shit.
III modified, which I was like, they call my name. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, this is like crazy, just little kid shit. But it's like, it was big, it's like 21 or 22 years old. And, you put a lot of time and just keeping and enjoying these cars. And you get a little, recognition or just, hey, like super clean car. It feels good, but yeah, I love ripping that car, man. That car's seen a lot of 150, 160, like hanging with cars that it really shouldn't be with.
200
And
mile an
it's
hour head
just-
gaskets.
Yeah, see, I never had that problem with my VR, But yeah.
Feels good on 3 wheels too.
Oh, dude, yeah. Luke is sat literally as we're sitting here, and it's doing the little GTI dance around Palmer.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
man.
been passenger. He's been brave enough, and Zach's come around a couple times. I almost lost the brakes one time. Shop problems. Couldn't flush my brakes.
Get
in
your
time,
car
and
sorted,
I thought it was all right. I'm like, I'm not gonna get on it. I'm not gonna go crazy. If you know me, you know that's happening. But yeah, we all lived and didn't mow any grass that day, thank God, because Palmer doesn't have much runoff. But
Shouts to
The
Chuck.
Chuck special.
Yeah, I've mowed quite all the grass there. I've mowed one of the tire walls as well.
I was just saying,
scary,
mowed the grass,
That's a
touched the
scary
walls.
track, man. It's my first track day. I tell everybody now, don't make Palmer your first track day. Got a lot.
Did you do it clockwise or counterclockwise?
I did it.
You're going counter.
Counter. Yeah, counterclockwise.
I've only driven it clockwise. I've heard. I mean, that's scary enough, depending on what you're.
Yeah, but you're
what
going
getting into.
up the.
You're going up.
Yeah, you're going up where I crashed, basically. Going the other way is not as fun.
Yeah.
I've never done it that way.
Down. I've heard the other way is.
It's fast when you're coming down that hill to like the kind of straight, not a straight, because there's a big turn in it.
Yes.
And that's not where I had the trouble, if I'm honest.
Things begin to get a little,
I think turn 3 was an issue. I cut through the grass.
Yeah, the car gets
And
away
then
from you.
Turn,
yeah.
I think 7 through 11.
over fuel.
I kind of got a little heavy on one of them.
So 3,
There's
7,
one turn
11.
you can take super fast. You're like, dude, why is everybody not taking this fast? Then you come to the turn right after. You're like, that's the reason. We're in the grass.
Had a nice conversation with one of the track representatives.
No, I had a conversation with Jesus going across that grass. Please, Lord, don't let me wreck this thing, Well, what a sick... It is an incredible
It's an
track,
awesome
man.
track,
I'm not that dumb anymore, but I was that day.
You learned. You learned.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
My next track day, I'm getting passed by Cadillac XTSs. I'm like, what have I done? I saw that guy... I said it once before. I saw that guy like 5 track days after that, I was like, dude, like, I respect that you're pushing an XDS, but like, my worst day, you passed me on Thompson, and I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm totally shell shocked, you know.
Yeah,
The guy mauls in it though, but I mean, I'm in the car with the same horsepower
Lime
half
Rock
the
day,
way.
there was a guy out there in an S500.
Hell yeah.
S55 maybe.
Dude,
but
ultimate
big body.
comfort,
And I'm
yeah.
like, what the hell is this guy doing? But he was giving it. I mean, those cars were rad.
You can do it. You can do it out there in anything, apparently. Unless I'm driving.
Well, you can just for a little bit. So what else do you have planned for this year? Obviously, again,
Car-wise, or,
yeah, just car wise, or even yourself, your own projects.
So I got my 964 out. There's some stuff I got to do to that. I plan on doing a GT3 setup. You know, the exhaust setup that I've done with some other cars.
Yep.
I vowed to myself to not mess with that car too much. You know, I've bought some turbo stuff for it, and like, I'm like, I don't want to do this, you know, but then it's like, oh, that's a good deal. And, maybe we can do it and, you know, develop a kit, and I'm always kind of business forward. So everything that I'm doing, it's like, I do it cause I want to do it, but I also want to bring it to others. Cause I find that, you know, kind of what I've done with, you know, the Volkswagens and things like that. And some of these other cars, you know, when people see it and it's just done a little differently or something, and maybe a little out of the box, and we're not like, you know, we're not going extraordinary here, you know, but it's a little different, especially in the Porsche world. And people start, you know, even like just a ride height. If you're setting a car up, you know, a car that looks like it doesn't handle, but every bushing and everything is sorted and the car's corner balanced and whatever, but you're just ultra low, you know, you're basically doing cup stuff that people on the street think you're just slammed on some like cut springs or something, but we, you know, we're putting like 20 grand worth of suspension in the car.
Far more into it.
So, you know, and setting it up properly, it's even more important. You know, you can bolt whatever you want to it, but if you're not taking the time to set it up and test and tweak and all that jazz, it's not really doing anything for anything. But, you know, I think just doing those kind of things that are a little different and doing some of the development that we're doing. And I think, you know, bringing a little bit more product, I think, in the future. I don't know if it's going to be this year with the building and everything else, but we've developed some intake systems and exhaust systems and things like that for, some of these cars. Working on some MAF conversion type stuff for some older cars and tuning, like actual tuning, with some local tuning partners and things like that. You know, a lot of people are jumping to ITBs and you know, just big dollar stuff, you know, and I think we can achieve, you know, not the same output and whatnot, but we can achieve performance gains for not that money. And I'm not saying like I'm trying to do everything on the cheap. Like, this stuff is still expensive and it's time consuming and it takes a lot of development, but
no, we'd love to sell more ITBs.
yeah, I would like to ITB every car out there. I mean, making these engine bays what they really should be and making them perform how they should. It's, you know, that's kind of what we're all about. But yeah, I think just some more product that just kind of is just more of our, you know, kind of passion and feel to these cars. That's kind of what I want to bring.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people believe that, man, I'm going out there, but we're going. A lot of people believe that Porsche, you know, if you buy a Porsche, whatever it is, that's it. Like, you know, that's the creme de la creme, and it can't be enhanced. It can't be better because Porsche, you know, Porsche sells it and they designed it. There's, you know, these engineers and design. That's all true.
Dude, 944 turbo.
But you can make things, you know, Porsche did it. You know, you have a Carrera, then you got a Carrera S, and you got a Carrera, you got a turbo, and you got a GT3, and you got an RS, you know.
It's a hell of a foundation to start with.
Correct. But there's things that you can do to these cars just to make them even more enjoyable or more, you know, visceral. A lot of people with the water-cooled cars, they want cars that feel more analog or visceral. You know, a lot of people use the word analog and visceral or those words. And there's things that you can do. The thing that kills me is you see people with turbos selling their turbos to buy GT3s. Like, a GT3 is an awesome car, but there are things that you can do to a turbo to make them, you know, feel as close to or very similar to a GT3, but just with a hell more power.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, I'm a big turbo guy. I like boost. I like power. I like to drive fast. but I like to do all those things through turns as well. So like, you know, where everybody else is hitting the brakes, I'm like, I'm still in it and I'm going at it. Not everybody drives like that, but you know, there's a lot of guys that, you know, want a little bit more out of their cars and we want to give it to them.
Right. You can help them push it and refine it. Refined power versus just
raw it's power. All about the setup, man. It's, you know, you can have I had a conversation with a customer today. He's got a 625 horsepower 996 turbo. And it's got, you know, really good parts in it and whatnot, but it's not sorted. He says he's scared to drive it. You know, it's sketchy on the road and this kind of stuff. And I said, you just got to bring it up, man. Like I got to see what's going on. And you know, from the parts list and the suspension components that he has in the car, it's got the stuff. Yeah. But for what he's describing the car does and how it feels and how he's scared to drive the car, say he never floored the car, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I'd warm that thing up, get 180 in the water temp and not be on it, you know. And I wouldn't be scared because we know that it would be set up properly. And I think that's the biggest thing is, so I told him, you know, bring it up. We'll take a look at it, see what you got going on. Tweak suspension, do a proper, you know, corner balance and alignment and see what we can do. And I can guarantee you're going to feel better about the car and you'll actually, you know, probably ask for more power because now you're driving it, you know, to a point that you're comfortable and it's going to kind of get boring, you know.
How did you learn the corner balancing stuff?
So I was never formally trained on corner balancing. I'll never claim to be. I'm very grassroots. You know, I'm the opposite of Luke, basically. Luke is trained. He's Porsche trained, you know, Goldmeister certified. This guy over here is legit by the book. I'm very self-taught. You know, I basically, I bought the equipment. You know, I watched a lot of, you know, videos and did a lot of reading. I have some books on some of that performance stuff and suspension setup and things.
Yep.
And just really, I mean, to me, I did the same thing with photography. You know, I do photography as well. And I'm self-taught. You know, you learn what the dials do. You learn
in a way work through feel what
feels,
works.
You know, right? You make your notes. I'm way oversimplifying this because somebody's going to be like, oh man, this guy doesn't even know what he's doing and he's doing this. But that's not what it is. It's just, you know, this is years. I'm talking like over 20 years of you know, experience in tweaking these cars and you know.
But the other thing too, though, is that tool at the dealership, we call it the Assometer 5000. It's ass in the seat time. It's the experience that after it's set up and driving it and knowing that it's right.
Right, how something should feel, react. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I probably get it from my uncle. I don't know if it's like genetic or how it works, but
well, no, you were there. You grew up with it.
But my thing is, like, I can drive a car and literally call out, you know, that we have a right rear drop link that isn't right.
Yep.
And we'll put it up and like that thing needs to be adjusted or, you know, just whatever it is. Or Luke, you feel that in your right foot. Like I feel in my right foot and we, you know, like that's controlling bushing or whatever. We put it up and then, you know, you're jiggling a control arm that need, you know, it's whooped.
Yep.
So it's a lot, you know, it's hard to kind of really explain it, but I just feel like what the car needs. And then we make adjustments or replace the parts and do the setup and do what we do. Same thing with performance. We're getting through with a 996 turbo project, big turbos, exhaust, you know, basically all bolt-on stuff. It was engine out, service and repair type stuff, but and upgrades. And we took that car out and we're logging it, and you know, we're just looking at live data, really watching, you know, O2 sensors and just, you know, Lambda and stuff like that, just making sure that we're not going to go lean first time running the car. So we just bring it up to temp, we're driving it and so forth. And we start to log, we do a third gear log, and I'm like, it felt kind of funky. You know what I mean? It just, and so then Luke is watching data and he's like, dude, you know, it's pulling timing. Like, you know, and I felt that, you know, in driving before he said, I'm like, look at these logs, like see what you're seeing and stop watching Lambda. Let's go through this real quick. And, you know, you go through and you can see that it's pulling timing and doing some weird stuff. So we're like, all right, we got to go back and, you know, start looking at some stuff. And we found, you know, we had pressure tested the car 4 times before, you know, when the engine's out, when the engine went back in, intercooler's on, pressure test, before we go out the door, pressure test, make sure that we're good. And we did find some plastic, old, that we call a 996 turbo problems, some old plastic and O-ring type stuff on the plenum. I just posted some of these in my stories like a day or two ago. They blew apart. And so what we were feeling is just, it could have been an overboost condition and definitely like a richening condition, even mixture issues. And so we attributed those sensations and feelings to something that we actually quantified by, finding it in the engine bay.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just feel. And that's the kind of thing where somebody's like, you need a guy, and like, where do you find a guy that's going to, that has that?
Yeah.
And, it's hard. It's hard to do that, but
it only comes from years and years of experience. Like you're just saying,
just
time
knowing what something feels like versus what it could feel like or should feel like or didn't feel like, you know what I mean? And those are, that kind of, it really comes down to just, feel and experience, I think. But I don't know if I went on a tangent there, but
no,
not at all.
It's beautiful.
So
it's beautiful. I love it.
Beautiful, man. I love it.
So what do you think about some of the other build houses these days?
Shops, you're saying?
Yeah. Because I feel like there's a lot of, I don't want to call it competition. There's just a lot of them out there that are just like.
I'll touch on that real quick. Competition. I don't really believe that there's any competition. That might sound like a dick statement, but I've always felt that way because there was a lot of haters when I started doing what I was doing because I kind of came into the Porsche world like, out of nowhere. I bought a Porsche and all of a sudden but I was working on them before. It's not like I just like out of nowhere was like, hey, listen, I'm a Porsche specialist. But where's I going with this? I'm competition. So there's no competition. You know what the competition is time.
Yeah.
I think time is competition. That's the only competition that we have or that I have as a business owner is time. Because, if I always say, where can I buy more time? Because if we had more time, we could put more time into these cars, build more stuff, get more stuff out, and be more efficient. Spend more time with my wife and family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's kind of the my touch on competition is that there is none. The other shops that are out there, we respect shops because the people that are behind the shop, like the Luke or the Dave or the Zach or the Josh that's working at that shop can only do the work that they're really allowed to do by the person that's running the shop.
Yep.
And, what I will say is my shop or our shop is not a it's not a mill house.
I was just gonna say it's not a turn and burn.
Yeah, it's not a turn and burn. It's not a mill house. We're not there to make money. We're there to build and service and produce like some of the best cars that are out there. And what we see come in from other workshops, it is disappointing. We see and we have clients that have spent a lot of money for a lot of years at other places that come from those places and then realize and understand that there is a difference. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying that we're the best and we're the greatest human beings and technicians and, we're Porsche gods. I would never say that because there's a lot of people out there that are, they're as good or better than us. Some of them have their own places, some of them work for other shops and dealerships and things like that, and they have to get shit done. So, they may have done something that if it was their own place or if they were working their garage, they would have taken it apart and done it again. They don't have that. Like the dude's waiting outside or their foreman's like, bro, like
this has to be done
today.
Shit
Out, and that's what happens. So I can honestly say, and I'll say this because this is awesome. We've never had a comeback. And I'm knocking wood because anything that a car would ever come back for, whether it's replacing, engine out, whatever, there's like 3 billion gaskets and O-rings and things, and any of those could leak. They don't. And they don't, the car doesn't leave until we know it's 110%.
I was just going to say, I feel without knowing, but I feel like you would rather disappoint a customer for a week
110%
than have them come back
or
in a
3
month.
months or a year or whatever. They're out there. Like we have some very, very patient customers. And I do want to touch on this again. I'm sorry. You just let me know if we got to keep moving.
No. We're good.
When it comes to time my biggest thing is like, I just don't think people understand what it really takes to build something to 100%. And literally, without like an actual written guarantee that thing is 100%, and you can go literally rip around Nürburgring or wherever, or take it to church, whatever your deal is.
Yeah.
You can go do that. To get to that point, and that's literally to the point that we get every car, whether it's in for an oil service or tires or an engine out or clutch, turbo, whatever, engine build, whatever you want to do, it doesn't leave the threshold of the shop into the customer's hands until that thing is literally 100%. And our 100% really, maybe it's 98%, because 100% is like, I always tell Luke, I'm like, dude, 100%, we would not have a business, because you can't get everything to 100%. But what I mean by that is, there's things that we'll look at 35 times and just, we just have to know that it's right. And it's really Luke, as he's doing it, me, I'll like go home and then I'll go back to the shop and look at shit.
Yeah.
And go like, all right, like, are we 110%? Like, can I really call this guy tomorrow? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then maybe I don't call him tomorrow and he gets pissed, but I test drive it again and just know that it's right. And then I call him the next day and I say, hey, come pick up your car. It's 110%.
Yeah.
That's kind of a rant of mine, because, when it comes to time and timeline, right now we're getting the big fuckaroo on parts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wait time, no ETA out of Germany, even from Porsche themselves, for certain things that we need to actually do the shit right. But beyond that, we have to make sure that everything is 110% before it leaves. And that takes time. I had to make a hard call today. We were talking about Florida and stuff. We have a customer, client, friend, bought me an awesome Porsche Motorsport hoodie, by the way. Shout out to Ignacio with the 996 Turbo that we're kicking our balls on right now. Awesome guy. The work that we're doing for him has taken a long time, and I had to make a call today. This is the same car that we were road testing, and we had, some pressure leaks and things in 996 Turbo, old part problem type stuff. And so, the past couple of days have been just literally, dropping the engine, not out, but down into a service mode, and being able to get to the top of the engine and pull some things out and replace some parts. All stuff that we preventatively already have, tested 4 times. But now we have to go back again. And there's we just look at each other, because, there's so many people that would have just sent the car. It's like, it's got a little pressure leak, whatever. It's only at 20 something PSI. It's not a thing, but it's a thing. It's not right. So I had to make a phone call, tell him, hey, I know you're supposed to pick up on the 2nd, but I'm telling you right now, it's Wednesday and we're going into Thursday, and it's just not going to be enough time. We're not going to rush it. I said, could we get it done? We could probably get it done, but I want to be able to log it. I want to be able to log it repeatedly. I want to be able to drive it, maybe take it home for a night and do a cold start in the morning and make sure everything is right. So, and like a good customer and somebody that respects the craft, he's probably like, God damn it, man, I want my car on the 3rd. I want to go to that Cars and Coffee and have a good time and finally enjoy this car. But he values what we're doing and the work and the money that he's paying more than the time, and that's what really, to us, that's the ultimate, like, okay, cool. Like, you respect what we tell you and know that we're doing it 110%. And it's the best we can do. You can't rush it.
Can I just add real quick?
Yeah.
I just want to add, and that's where we see, you asked about other shops.
Yep.
That's where we see a lot of places fail. It's in that last 10%, that last 15%. It's like anybody can put the stuff on, but if you don't do that last setup phase,
right,
checking, rechecking, testing, driving, it's all for nothing.
Could
and we get tons of cars
stuff,
with stuff, huge packages, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And the thing goes sideways down the street.
Yeah.
It just doesn't run right. I mean, there's a lot of running condition things, how many people, and we can get these guys involved. How many people know somebody that's built a car that is waiting on a tune, or that, you know what I mean? Like, you do all the hard work and whatever, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, but nah, it's just got to be final tuned. That when we're doing stuff, it doesn't need to be final tune. It's done. Go race it. Go run it. Go drive it. Whatever. And that any car guy knows takes time. You know?
Yeah.
So that's my little thing.
So
my spiel on other shops is really just more hyper focusing on what I feel that we do a little differently. I'm not going to say better, but just we take the time. I think that's the biggest thing, and we don't necessarily even charge for it.
You have
know
a
what I mean?
passion
Like,
about the quality that you
passion,
produce,
and it's a craftsmanship and quality control thing. And I think that's one thing that we have, amongst others, but that's one thing that we have, I think that sets us apart.
Yeah.
It's a business. We get it. You walk through the door, there's going to be a money exchange. But it's not really a business. It's two dudes, that are really passionate about what they're doing, and just want the opportunity to do it for cool people repeatedly, so that we can just live our lives
and the best, and to the best of your abilities, the best that you can.
That's it.
And it's safe to say that business structure seemingly has worked, because that you're just about 10 years in now.
Yeah.
Because I know you said about 2012.
Myself, yeah, about 10 years in.
Okay.
In Butzi gear, yeah. So it works. It's hard, man. If you want to touch on self-employment and stuff like that, and like building a business from literally nothing, we can talk about that too. I would love to do that to kind of help motivate other people.
Yep.
But it's not easy, man. People see the shiny cars and the photos and the cool parts and the whatever. And, I got a 964. I don't know what people think, like, oh, Porsche guy's got this Porsche and whatever. And, I don't really know what the real public perception is of me or of us. But we're just two down-to-earth dudes, like normal guys that, have this passion and are just really trying to build a business and just do it differently. I think that's the biggest thing. And it's hard to do it differently. To take extra time and not necessarily get paid for it. It's tough. It's not a great business model. So
No,
I don't know.
The payment is customer satisfaction,
Right?
Because that's where we shine.
Yeah,
and the people talk about it.
You sacrifice your time and extra, for that. And I think it's going to work. Hopefully, it does and continues to.
Yeah,
Clearly it's there. Things are good for understandably a crazy world.
Sure.
And we'll see where you guys go in the future.
Cool.
So I think we'll kind of end on that note for now. We can get into some questions and things like that. But if you wanted to take an opportunity to just kind of give some quick shout outs and things like that, please feel free to do so.
Well, first shout out's going to go to Luke Armshaw right here for being my right-hand man and my left-hand man as well. I got a lot of love and respect for Luke. I honestly, this is going to sound like, like a total love story here.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
I never thought I would ever meet anybody that would
really
coddle my balls.
understood me. This is why you guys are sharing mics.
And sodas.
No, but I just...
what was the coupon code for the Manscaped?
Revival 20.
But I never thought that I would ever meet somebody that was just so aligned with the business and the passion for these cars and just literally doing everything 110%, there's times like things are frustrating and whatever, and you push through, and, some people you just don't, like you see that there or whatever, or like you didn't just clean that gasket surface enough and let it roll,
Yeah.
And just to have somebody that doesn't do that, and that I don't have to Hawkeye and watch, and I can be over here doing what I'm doing and he's over there, and, we're not butting heads and stuff. He's awesome. So that's that. So, yeah. Next shout out, this dude over here, Zach.
Zach D.
Been off camera the whole time.
I'm going to throw it out. I'm going to throw it a little. Do I have a minute to do this?
Yeah.
You want.
No, feel free.
So, this guy, I'm going to say I had hate for Zach because, and you got to give me a second to explain this. This dude was grinding. The first time I ever met Zach or saw Zach and knew of him was at, what the hell was that show? Dubs Under Frost, right? Dubs Under Frost in Westport, Connecticut.
Yep.
And I'm kind of eyeballing. I see this Mulberry GTI VR. VRs are close to my heart. Mulberry, always wanted one, and just never had the opportunity. I had my Tornado red car. And I'm like watching these kids. He's young. What were you? Like 16 or 17? 20? All right, I'm old, so forgive me. So I'm looking over in the distance, and I see these kids skateboarding and grinding on a hood of a fucking Mulberry GTI. And I'm like, look at these fucking kids. Like, what is this shit? And, you know, so long story short, the car was beat, right? But, you know, had all right, there you go. His hood had blown up and it was already destroyed and whatever. And Zach was doing Zach things, which he's a nasty skateboarder.
Yeah,
if you didn't know. But anywho, that was my first kind of introduction to Zach, and I was kind of like, "Fuck that kid, man!" Like, you know, like that's so disrespectful. That's so fucked up, and like whatever. Like maybe I'm an asshole, but I'm like, that's just messed up. I would never do that to a GTI. Right.
And you still feel that way.
I still feel that way, dude. You fucked that shit up, man. But it was already fucked up. It was already bad, so it's all good. But basically, so then I don't even remember like how I met him after that. It had to be through, you know, cars and photography and stuff. Like, do you remember? Oh, it was endless. A buddy of mine, or a former buddy of mine, has a detail shop that we had met at and stuff. But
yeah.
But then, so we started kind of like doing some photo stuff together and just kind of car stuff and whatever. You know, just kind of progressed from there. Just, you know, kind of natural, kind of friendship type stuff. But Zach is just an amazing human being. Super creative and determined. I mean, like, you know, it's tough to make it and to be able to do what you love. I have respect for anybody that chooses to do that, because it's really difficult just to, you know, to leave a job or to just decide, hey, like you guys, you know, you got your day jobs and stuff and you're doing your passionate stuff. This is not easy. You know what I mean? Like, even just when you look at, you know, renting a space or equipment or whatever, it's an investment. It's an investment in your passion. And, you know, that commands respect, you know. So with Zach, with his you know, photography, you know, furniture and art and all the stuff that he does, and then just, you know, his friendship and help around the shop, bails us out of stuff. You know, we need something, you know, I need a hole put in something or whatever, or a plate cut or whatever. We literally sketch this shit on a thing, and I'm like, yo, Zach, you think you could? And he's like, yeah, come by in 5 minutes. And I'm like today? You know, you deal with a machine shop.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You know,
5 weeks out.
Different. So he, you know, he drops stuff, and takes care of us. And, you know, I value our friendship. I think, you know, I always feel like I'm very preoccupied with the business. And I notice this. I feel like I wish I could give back more to the people that are around me.
Yeah.
But I just get hyper focused, man. And it's just really weird how my mind works. But I just want to say thank you for everything that you do, man. It's like literally from here. You know, he's just an amazing dude. Yes. I got to shout out my wife, and she's going to go, you shouted out Luke and Zach before your wife. My wife,
she expected it.
My wife is my best friend. She puts up with a lot of shit, man. Like, if you think that you're a car guy and your wife is understanding, like, just extrapolate that shit way far on some graph that doesn't exist, and that's my wife. You know, man, you know, I basically just, you know, told her, like, hey, I think I'm gonna leave my uncle's, and
yeah.
There's a little shit.
Shook has brought a picture of Zach,
and it's a badass.
It looks
photo.
like he's
I don't know, man. That hood doesn't look fucked up to me. I think that's all a story.
Yeah, that hood looks pretty minty.
No, it was that before or after? That it was already messed up. It was after.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
blunt sliding the hood of a
dude.
Yeah.
And he was nailing it. Like, they were videotaping it. He was killing it. But
Like
I was just like, God damn it, not on a Mulberry, man.
Yeah.
You know, like,
come on, man.
Black GTI, you know, no offense, but, you know, just
reflex silver. You know what I mean?
No, silvers are kind of rare.
Oh, threes, not
yeah,
fours.
You know?
I mean,
no, not four.
They're all rare now.
So, anywho, shouting out my wife. I love my wife dearly. She's literally my best friend. She's super supportive in everything I do, and not to the point like she's, down at the shop every day and hanging out. She's got a life too. But just the fact that she lets me roll with like my dream, you know what I mean? And she's just like, oh, you want to buy a building? Buy a building. And you need a 11th car? Go for it. So funny story. When I bought my VR back, I didn't tell my wife. I kind of have that problem. I buy shit and then I tell her.
Forgot to mention
take
it.
a ride with my cousin to go to Rhode Island. Then I'm coming back in another car.
Yeah.
But when I bought my VR, I didn't tell her about it. I have a video of this. Maybe you can like throw this up on the blog or something like that.
Yeah.
For views. But I had just gotten into my now current space, but it was a new space at that time, and I had just gotten married like maybe 2 months before.
Yep.
So newlyweds with new car that you didn't tell your wife about. And I thought it might be a problem, but because it was the car that she had rolled around with me in the past, and she knew the car.
There's a
personal
connection.
There was a connection. She would understand why I wanted
gift.
it. Yeah, wedding gift to myself again.
Surprise.
And so we went to buy a TV for the then new space, and I said, "Oh, by the way, I got something I want to show you." And she's like, "What you buy?" And I said, "Yeah, about that. Let me get a microfiber, and I'm gonna throw it over your eyes, and I'll show you."
Yeah.
So that's what we did. Went into the space, and she pulled. I thought she would know it by the door, like by opening the door and shutting the door.
No, she's not you.
I know it by I know a Mark III door sound. Like come on. And so I did that. She goes, "Dave, I got no clue." And I said, "All right, open your eyes." And she saw it, and she goes, I don't remember exactly. I got the video, but she was just basically awestruck in the fact that the car was there. And she's like, "Where did you find that? Like, where, how is it that that's the car?" But she knew it was that car. I didn't tell her like, "Hey, I bought my car back."
Right.
And it was not really as I sold it. It was back on stock wheels, different front end and stuff like that. The guys that had it, kind of did a couple things, which I've actually grown to kind of like, and I've kind of left it like that. But I thought, it was going to be like, Divorce Central. But she was actually down. And then, we kind of like relived some times in it, just going for a ride in the car and that kind of stuff. And it was pretty cool. But anyway, shout out to my wife. I don't think I could do this without her because, you need somebody there that's kind of the rock when you're, you think shit's going down or whatever. And you just know that at least you got, your wife and dog and whatever that's going to kind of
it'll sort itself out.
Be there for you.
And it's good for a reminder that like the sky isn't falling.
Yeah.
Take a step back and
exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a pretty damn good place to end it.
Yeah.
So we'll get into some questions.
Cool.
Feel free to chime in.
Cool.
We'll probably go a bit rapid fire on some of these. If my phone actually decides to open up. All right, finally does recognize my face. Let's see. Let's start from the top today.
Start from the top.
My brother found a set of XXRs for the low back in 2009. Oh, all right. He just writes best pawn store scoop.
Who?
What?
Who was it?
Oh, Grape Whistle. Sorry.
Grape Whistle.
Grape
one of the
_
great
Whistle.
names on the internet.
Yes.
Best pawn shop score?
I don't know if I've ever even.
I'd imagine it being a gun.
Yeah, I've never bought anything at a pawn shop.
I once bought a TV because my friend worked there.
There you go.
Did you buy it or you just take it?
No, I just bought it, but it was super cheap. Like not even funny cheap.
I gotta get in on that pawn game, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing out. I don't spend a lot of time there, and there's a ton around our work. I mean,
yeah, there's a bunch you could get in there. Buy a gold chain for yourself.
Yeah, I might get myself a real thin chain and a turtleneck.
Some stolen construction tools.
Yeah, that'd be nice. A couple monkey wrenches or something.
Let's see. Steph Wong. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh boy.
Carolina squatters, slabs, or donks.
I'd kill the squatters.
I'm gonna kill the squatters.
I'd marry the donk.
Marry donk.
What's the other one?
Slab.
Slabs are cool. Yeah, I'm fucking slabs.
Done.
I'm gonna marry the slab. Fuck the donk, kill the squatter.
Really gonna marry the slabs?
I like the
You
slabs.
like it down there in H-Town?
I like the slabs, yeah.
All right.
Big old spinners, or whatever they're called.
Not spinners.
Not
chariot wheels.
There you go. Yes, the
chariot wheels.
Greek chariot
and
wheels.
wire wheels sticking way out with the pop trunks. Oh, slabs are good, man.
KR Belch just writes,
KR Belch.
when's Charlie Slideways stepping up to the plate and vlogging his drift skills?
Josh says he's buying us a drift
We're gonna
car,
build
so
drift
as
car
soon as he
someday.
buys us a drift car,
As soon as we can
I'll be out
afford
there.
one, we'll make it happen.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna take Shooky D's car out. We'll film that.
Actually, yeah, we can drive that out.
Yeah, there we go. God, what a. It's all better.
Oh, so it's good now.
Oh man, you're the best intern ever. We got a drift car we can drive.
What are you
now?
doing Saturday
Jesus.
morning?
Feel
Wanna
a
take it up?
video coming on.
I feel like we should
Oh,
be
yeah.
your intern.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, the boys learn how to drift.
Yeah, you could be. You could have a drift podcast, and all three of us could be your intern. Get me a soda.
Let's see. KH Ball just writes,
KH
drive,
Balla.
drive Slow by Kanye, another great song about cars. Don't sleep on it.
Has anyone slept on that song?
I don't know.
That's a good one.
I don't know if we mentioned it. We had
I
Doesn't
don't
he
think
just
we
say
did. I
drive
think
slow, homie, over and over?
Yeah.
It's solid song.
I don't know if it's a great car song, but
that's
I mean,
against
it's
my
about
message.
It's about driving slow. Yeah, that's actually driving slow. Kind of stinks. I
Uh,
was behind someone going 15 today and at 25. I was like, yo, it's not slow enough at
you
25.
coming down the boulevard?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I know.
oh,
every
that,
day,
sec-
every
that
day for me.
section.
I was just like, what's?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was down by the bay.
Oh,
Oh, I was probably searching,
searching.
It was his keys out
Yeah,
the window
he was-
shaking?
cruising for anus.
Did he have the beams on?
Oh, he had beams on her, right?
That guy was getting a lot of head nods.
Was it?
People running out of the woods for him.
Yeah, Jesus.
There was a passenger in there. Must have lost something.
Yeah, he was looking. He was looking.
I don't know what he was doing. Jake _ MX5.
Jake
Who would win
MX5.
in a fight? Chainsaw hand bear, or laser beam shark? Where's the fight? I need to know. Is it on water?
Depends on the spec on the laser, but
Is
I'm
it
going
on land?
chainsaw.
I'm going lasers, man. You can attack someone with lasers from far away.
Got the distance.
Yeah, what if
Yeah.
what if it's like a laser pointer? You know what I mean?
No. If you're talking,
gotta be
if you're
readily
talking
available.
War and lasers. That's
Yeah.
that's blowing shit up.
Yeah.
I'm talking like lightsaber style.
Yeah, sabers versus chainsaws. But that's easy.
So a shark with a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Is he gonna hold it in
basically.
his mouth?
No, it's gonna be tied to his head.
Did you say laser or saber?
He said laser.
Oh,
But I'm
Yeah.
saying like in that
no.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're talking that level of laser. I'm talking laser pointer. And
Yeah.
I'm taking chainsaw.
Don't worry, it's very deadly. You're not
I'm
allowed to
talking
have them in
commercially available
group
shit.
outings.
It's my two favorite animals. I can't even make a decision. That's terrible.
You like bears and sharks are your favorite animals?
Bears and sharks. Yeah.
Hey man,
Wow, man, hardcore.
I don't
if
know
you're
what
gonna
to
be a grizzly. I mean, if
Exactly.
you're gonna be
If
a bear,
you're
be a
gonna be a
grizzly.
bear.
I'm over here into cows and shit. This guy's, that's hardcore
Tip
shit.
Darth Donut.
Darth Donut.
What is the best daily wagon that comes in a manual?
B5S4 all day. I know there's going to be
Glutton.
shit, but that
Oh
is
my God.
one of
I'm not
the
trying to
best
get
cars
sued.
ever made. I'm sorry. I had 5 of them. I
Oh
have
my
two-
God.
I currently
Jesus.
have 2 of them.
Oh man.
That's how you got one that works.
Manual wagon.
Oh yeah, I got an engine out. I think I got an engine out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds right. Any car that's not that one, I'm just not trying to get sued.
A CTSV wagon.
A
CTSV wagon is pretty good.
That's a bit of a hoot, if you will.
E63S.
Can you get them in a manual?
You can't get manual though.
Manual.
It's always the caveat that gets you.
Uh,
I don't know if they must.
They have everything in Europe.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'd
just
assume
assume
Europe
so.
has it.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, but then you can get the V10 twin turbo RS6 in a manual.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're going Europe, let's go with that one.
Now we're talking.
I'm not even an Audi guy. I'm into that one.
Darth Donut again.
Darth Donut.
How big is too big to happily drive a Honda Acti?
How big is too big?
Yeah.
I don't know.
4 inches.
How tall's English Ben?
English Ben's 6'3". It's a huge hunk of man.
You lube him up, he gets in there.
Yeah,
He drives a
but
bit bow-legged. He has
but that's
to
pretty
Picture of
uncomfortable.
this thing.
knees out.
It's
A
a little,
Honda Acti? Oh
yeah,
yeah.
a little K truck.
Is that the little shit thing that you had at the shop at the house?
Yeah, the
Those
streets are
fucking
sick.
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, I'm like,
You can get like one of me in there.
oh no, the vans are totally different though. A van you can go as big as you want, because you can actually push the seat back. The trucks you can't. Oh. Yeah, I mean, about my size, I'm like about 6 feet tall and like too much. And I just about
too
drive around.
many?
Yeah, too many. I just about drive around in that thing comfortably. I can go about an hour and a half driving it maybe.
Yeah, before it gets too
Before I'm like, why did I take this?
brutal.
It only goes 60.
Yeah, I mean, he asked
Mine's tighter than that one.
happily drive
That
a
one's
Honda
pretty
Acti.
fucking
Depends on
cool.
your
You
commute.
could put all your power tools in there.
Yeah,
you
where's
go.
mine? Bring up mine. Instagram, Finger Time Motorsport. Let's
You
put
had
some
one?
eyes
You
on this.
had one?
Yeah.
Have
Actually,
you ever done an endo?
Actually, I think it's under Chuck Who. Yeah, 6 wheels. Yeah, the last one I saw that went for $40,000 at auction.
Jesus.
Like, listen, let me tell you about not having a $40,000 driving experience.
Oh God, here we go. Here's just a quick update from Young Connor.
Oh, yeah, that's
Young
good.
underscore Connor.
That's cool.
He said, just wanted everyone to know the correct spelling of Tony is Ptoughneighh.
Thank God for Young Connor.
So huge shouts to Young Connor on the clarification of spelling of Tony. We'll make sure to update that.
I knew I was close. There it is.
Yeah, look at that
There
rig.
she is. There he is. That's how you
Yeah.
do it. Put some Enkies on there.
That's bad.
Here's an interesting
Bike's
one.
bigger than the truck.
I drive cool cars.
More power.
Can we talk
I drive
about
cool
how
cars.
underrated the Ford Flex is? Google the specs. Mind blown. Shook D, can you please Google the specs of a Ford Flex? I don't know where
Yeah.
Is
he's
he
going with
flex?
this,
He's
but
flexing.
we're going to
He's
have to look
flexing.
at it.
Boys, we got a chat room check-in from Estonia.
Estonia, shouts to
Shout to Estonia. World's Strongest Man competition. Timo
Oh.
Boss. He's from Estonia.
There you go.
He's a point of pride out there. Thanks for checking in,
Does
buddy.
that say it's front wheel drive?
Front wheel.
How shocked am I with the specs? It starts at front wheel drive. How much horsepower? 287.
Okay.
What's the weight?
I heard that they're cool from a guy, but if you really ask me, it's a low minivan.
Yeah, even at 287 doesn't do much for me. I'm going to be honest.
It doesn't really move the needle.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, I think it could be cool slammed with Funkmaster Flex in the back.
Yeah, that's the only time.
Which I think is what they named the van after.
Miraculously makes 500 torque.
I mean,
It's not. I'm not.
You ever seen a Forester?
That's like a poor attempt at a Volvo 240 remake, and it's
Yeah,
just not
it's
doing it.
freaking me out a little.
It's making me uncomfortable.
I'm not going to lie. By Googling it, I like it less than I did before.
Yeah, before we spoke about it.
Had we not looked at it, I'd have been like, yeah, no, he's probably right. Let's not look it up.
Last.
But now that we looked it up, I'm like, I don't know about this guy.
Last couple.
Actually, love that guy, but
yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
Love
put
the
a
guy,
big
not
turbo
the
and an
car.
LS in it.
Last couple here.
Turn it into a pickup truck.
Hey, it's Diogo.
Hey, it's Diogo.
Spring is here.
Sure is.
We need to bring back hashtag Show Me Your Bay.
Hashtag show me your bay. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm done with people
bring it.
posting pictures not
Yeah,
showing me their
Show
bay.
Your Bay. It's springtime. Whip them out.
Dump them out.
The last couple here, or actually, let me see. Last one. Matt
one.
Colfer.
Matt
Last
Colfer.
car you searched on the interwebs is the car you drive for the rest of your life. What you got?
Last car I searched on the interwebs.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, I looked up Nissan Stagia during this podcast, trying to figure out how to spell it.
It was a Z4M.
Ooh,
Okay,
wow, that's
there you
pretty
go.
solid.
Yeah, Z4M.
Mine would be an 04 R32.
Oh,
The
wow.
last one I Googled.
You guys got anything over there? What's the last Google?
I got nothing.
The last one that I remember is Z36 M3
There you
because
go.
I'm lost and hard, and yeah,
It's time.
yeah.
It's time.
I was just gonna say I might have to talk to my wife.
Nah, just bring it back. buddy.
Yeah, she'll
We
understand.
heard how that works. Just
Just bring it
back.
on in.
Can you redo your vows and blindfold her with a microfiber and
Yeah,
walk her
exactly.
into the shop?
Boom.
Yeah.
Baby, I'd like to redo the vows. She knows
Yeah.
something's coming.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I think that's going to cover it for us this week.
Sweet.
So we appreciate you coming in and chatting with us.
Thanks for having us, man.
It's been fun. It clearly your passion for the cars and the effort you put into there shines through. So
Thank you.
we wish you guys the best of luck moving forward.
How do
Congrats on the new shop.
How do the people find you guys on the internet and stuff? What are we doing?
It's www.butzi.gear.com.
Nice.
That's the old site that'll take you to the new site because I got no time to build this shit. And at Butzi Gear on Instagram. Instagram and Facebook are probably the biggest kind of, kept up kind of social media things.
Yep.
The site needs to be revamped, but we'll do that when we get into the new shop. But I just want to take a quick second. Thank you guys for having us up here. It's my first podcast and I believe Luke's first podcast experience. This was awesome. I definitely had some nerves coming in. You guys did a great job of keeping me, pretty calm and kind of, cool with it. And I just want to give a shout out to our customers and our followers and fans. We love sharing what we do, and to have you guys follow along and see the daily and stuff like that. It just means a lot. You guys could double click on a lot of other shit, but you click on ours and you follow ours, and I think that's really cool. And to our actual customers, we love every one of you. It's a labor of passion, and we love the fact that you respect what we do. That's all.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
Awesome. I think that's a great way to end it.
Thank you so much for joining us. Truly.
Yeah.
You got it, man.
Seriously.
I appreciate it.
And I'm glad we made you comfortable. It's really
dude.
just
No, it's
a couple
cool.
of
It's cool.
idiots talking about baloney all
It
the
was a
time.
manscape
That's all we really do.
Yeah.
Anytime you can throw the word cunt out and get away with it,
Yeah, we take advantage of
we're
it.
here.
good time.
Yeah, we're here.
So we're here.
So, as always, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel where you can like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Also, check out some of the other shows brought to you by Revival Motoring, Talking Motorcycles, Topics Under the Stairs, the Circle Jerks podcast. Then visit our website for more information and advertising opportunities across the network. Next week should be a pretty big week for the whole Revival thing.
Big week.
Because we're going to be dropping new website, some new shirts, and the pre-order for issue number 7. That should be next week on the 7th. So be sure to tune in live with us if you don't already, or wait till Thursday to hear everything and go check out a bunch of new stuff. So fingers crossed we can make that all happen. Huge shouts to Cardinal Creative Agency, our good friends Anna and Paul McGrath. They have been helping me make my kind of dream a reality, if you will, web-wise, and a bunch of other stuff behind the scenes. So they are the ones who are bringing it all together. I throw them a bunch of crap, and they somehow make it work. So fingers crossed that's done, and we can launch that next week. Other than that, I think we covered it.
Yeah, thank you
I
guys
think
for
we'll,
listening.
Thank you.
I think we'll see you all next week.
Later.
Have a good one.